We're online, ready to fire away. A digital breeze from cybernet seas. We may not make it out of the bay. Just unwind, it doesn't matter anyway. Try not to freeze or throw away the keys. The predator is now the prey. Things could be different. Things could be alright. Things could be innocent when dark becomes light. We're online, ready to fire away. Powered by a dream, connected to a screen. The Revo's in 4K.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. I am definitely not waking up super late today or anything like that. Let's see if we can get some groups up and running. Plush already got a group up and running. My boy, my man, I appreciate you. We'll see if Krager is on this week. Last week he wasn't able to do anything. We'll see if this week is a different week. And also I got Jerdis and I got Dragon. And I got a couple of other boys that were just like, yo, when you're doing them duels, I want to join in. So possibly some new blood this evening. How are all of you doing? I need to lower this down a second, don't I? Before I get the music back up and running. Then we do one of these. We do one of these. Oh, that's already up. Oh my. Alrighty. We are good to go, I think. For the most part. I need water or something. We're ready. We already got one group. Beautiful. We need a second one though. Does Krager immediately messages me. Hit me with a yo, we're ready. Alrighty. Don't even have to wait or nothing. Let's put there a match. Krager and Plush 5, the grand one. Once we get this first one up and running, I am gonna go get myself a bottle of water. A bottle of water. Because I am gonna be a thirsty boy. BRB 2 seconds. Keep water. Now we are more or less set. My eyes are still super blurry, dude. Every time I wake up, my contacts are super blurry for like a good 10 minutes. And they're still blurry. I can barely see out of my left one. Let's get it up and running today, boys. Twitch. Got ourselves Goers over the team one, ready to go. We got Krager on that team leading the charge. Lesmershka as a rogue is probably looking like he's going to be first one up. Anomi? Is that the name? Anomi the Pandaren Monk. I actually love that name. And we got ourselves Sudas? I'm gonna have to double check that. Merciless is getting slammed in the opener. Draenei Warlock, dude. Yo, that's a hell of a look with the succubus on the side. Dropping a meteor. That is going to be Cloak of Shadows. Cloak? Immune to the meteor? Infernal stun? I always thought it was a physical stun. It's going to be a vanish. ASUS trying to see if he can get more pets up and running. Avoiding the Overlord as best as possible. Into a stun. Back to a trinket. Merciless with a wall. Trying to see if he can hold on there. Unless it's Mershka Goes up for yet another advantage. That's an opportunity for Warlock just to slam a bolt, getting this Berserker super low together with Chaos Mother barreling down with their cheeks out with the whole succubus CC right after. Too bad the actual Chaos Mother does not follow up after her initial hit. She just doesn't like turn around and just slam in the rogue, because she still got a little bit of damage in her for a good bit, man. Still got a little bit of damn. Because the channel she does is actually kind of brutal. Big bolt with a Pit Lord just popping in to say hello. That's all he does. Goer's immediately going for a root. That's going to be mad damage on Merciless. Had a lot baked up, but Goer's going elemental this time. Yo, this Ellie buffs got this man feeling like elemental. And it's going to go for a quick few strikes. Does end up taking about, my goodness. Got himself that, what is it? Elemental Ellie, I guess? Holy Saya over as the, oh! I like his whole get up. I was about to say like Matrix look, but that gas mask doesn't quite like fit in that whole style. Try to see if he can go for a stun with a totem. Doesn't quite get it. Garrus having to back up out of there. And Saya got himself in a decent spot right now. That is going to be a earthy elemental over there. Still protecting Goer's, giving him a little bit extra help to work with. It's going to be another knockback. Goer's has quite a few knocks to at least keep Saya at bay. Though with Saya being basically a range class, you can't really stop him. Trying to go for a Tempest, trying not to get kicked. That is going to be an interrupt towards the tail end of it for Goer's. He just got to find a way to follow up. Does still have some big Tempest damage. It's going to be huge. Actual Tempest damage on Elemental is starting to pay off little by little. Tempest Shaman, huh? Tempest Shaman, huh? I think this is the first time in, or maybe second time in 5V5 1v1 that we've seen Tempest work, but they've actually done so much to try to make it as good as possible. It is still going to be Earth Elemental beating Saya. Goer's get himself a bit of a breather behind the pillar. Got himself Destroy Elemental. Stun Totem. Trying to see if he can position it. Zaps him to Saya. Does not quite get himself the setup he needs though, but it's getting himself lots of recovery at the very least. That Healy Totem doing quite a decent bit of work. Saya tried to position so when the knock comes out, he doesn't go flying. Try to be up against the wall as best as possible. It's going to be a bit of damage. Goer's super low. Does get him some much needed damage back towards Saya, but it's just not enough. Big Demolish immediately does get beefed up since last time. With the Cracker feeling pretty confident, just slamming that button immediately. Blessing protection out for Saya. Which Paladins have gotten a bit of a buff as of recently. Wing should be more effective. Blades of Justice should be more effective. Does get speared down, maybe looking for a bubble here. Cracker had himself a bit of a reflect. Stun. Does have a trinket, chooses not to burn it. Saya super low, does get hit with a massive Mortal Strike, forcing him to use big defenses. Still holding on to a bubble for the time being. Cracker having to go for a parry here. Trinkets out of the blind, making sure that Saya does not get a follow-up. And unless Saya has a Hodge right now, Hodge blind with Searing Glare would be the best combo. Cracker just trying to make sure he's right on top of the man at all times. Saya is going to have to bubble this. I don't know if you got Shatter. I don't know if you got anything. It just might be one of those situations where you're trying to live. Is Saya... Oh, Hodge follow up. Does he have wings with this? Searing Glare trying to buy himself as much time until wings are up. Wings are in. Cracker has himself a sliver of chance. Sliver of glory here. Fear. Saya with a trinket. Do you have anything to follow up? Cracker super low. That is a tough one. As a warrior, what do you do in that situation? I think all you can do at that point is like go hit and runs, and at that point they need like an extra charge. Like if they had an extra charge of charge, or better yet, a charge of leap, so you can at least escape the Paladin more often, I think it would be in a great spot. Slice of Wind still does a considerable bit of damage, enough to take down Saya, with an army trying to back up out of there with Young Jay trying not to let him escape whatsoever. Do you have another port? Celestial Conduit just to immune CC? This man just using it for an escape. It's like Demon Hunters that use meta to leap away from you just to get out of the way. It's going to be Young trying to see if he can alter time to reposition. Mages did get nerfed as of this week, however. Mostly Arcane, but basically the barrier ability for them, for all three specs, did get taken down just a little bit. So for Young, that thing actually does a decent bit of damage. I never realized just how good it is until I started playing more rounds of solos. And I was like, wait, this mage is like most of his damage. Granted, the guy was playing for more setups and like a Frostfire Bolt thing, but that shield was doing a decent bit of damage for him. He was always up in melee, always up in your face. Stun onto Anomi. Is that going to be enough? The Frostfire Bolts will shatter. Oh, is enough with Seidos. Seidos? I don't even know. I'm going to call him Seidos. Seidos. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Seidos. Seidos. I'm just going to go with that just because it's a little bit easier. Young, I think, picked up an eye just now, so he has at least a sight of where the rogue is at. Rogue being sub-rogue. He needs to find a way to just get in and out versus the frosty defenses. Because you look at the 2 ice blocks and get a caught with flurries like that. That is brutal. Into a breath, poly, immediately on lockdown. What do you do in this situation? Meteor slamming down on you. Maybe looking for a Cloak of Shadows. Man's getting super low. Shadow Blades are active. Once they have himself a setup, Cloak of Shadows doesn't get to be immediate blink on J with an altar. Got himself a reposition. Should be able to sniff the rogue out with that one. Actually, looks like no, he doesn't. I was honestly thinking shift the power. He's close enough. He should be able to do it, right? Definitely should be able to. Picking up another set of eyes first aid. At least the rogue's got himself a bit of recovery. So he has himself another set go here. Unless it's going to be... Oh, the blizzard catches you, though. No, the blizzard does catch you. What was it? It was a patch or so where they increased the range of the blizzard. Just like the area that it like takes up. That's going to be a stun on a rogue. Reversal versus Young does himself a blink. Not enough to follow up with any meaningful shatter bonuses unless that Ray of Frost was going to be able to do some kind of work. That would have been great. As Young got himself in a fantastic spot, still got himself a block for Sados. He doesn't have much to work with here. No vanishes, no melds, no nothing. So he's got to have himself the cleanest possible go. Immediate block on his cooldowns. That is unfortunate. He does have Shadow Blades coming in like 20 seconds, so maybe just go for another reset. Get away from any pillars. Don't get hit by any blizzards. And shifting power is going to force the rogue out in the open. Immediate breath, immediate poly to follow up, immediate stun that you can't break from. And that's going to be immediate shatter combo with a Frostfire Bolt on Sados. Does have a Meteor, does step at last second. Is going to be forced the rogue back into the Meteor though. Young maybe looking at the second block here. Avoiding that secret technique. Quite a decent bit of damage just lost for the rogue. With flurries down, lances back to back, smoke bomb to give himself a bit of cover, still dotted. Blizzard is not gonna have a Unity escape. Flurries down. Oh, it is private lights for Sados, unless he can go for a blind. Avoided the frozen orb somehow. I think just despawned on him. Blind immediately as soon as Young blinks, and Young did end up using an actual blink though. So this could be an opportunity to go for a proper stun. He just can't blink out of it for a good decent bit. This man is going for some survivability. The first aid, 42% dampening. 8 minutes into the match, these two are just trying to see if they can play for keeps. With Ice Block available for Young, Cloak back up for Sados, got himself advantage. I feel like right now the rogue got enough cooldowns coming back online. Little by little, he should be able to win this one, at least theoretically. That being said, it is a mage. Those shields are still pretty beefy, unless he's not playing the beefy shields. Actually, I don't think he's playing beefy shields at all, because his shields are still on him. He's not even playing that cheesy mage thing. Never mind then, that's just his natural shields. That's still pretty beefy either way though. Sados does get himself a bit of a reset. I don't even know how that shifting power gets you out in the open. Pretty sure that isn't supposed to hit the walls. But those blizzards, frozen orb, yeah, none of those things are letting you go anywhere, man. You're just kind of stuck. Ring of Frost on the other side. Oh no. And the thing is, like, these things, all AoE buttons, are actually doing a decent bit of damage too. Like, they're not something that you should just ignore. That blizzard over time will wear you down. Especially as we get into higher dampening. Young immediately goes for them eyes. He doesn't want the rogue to have any opener. Flurries him immediately just to keep himself in combat. Gouge breaks it trinket for trinket. Brett does come out for the Young Jay with a Sun to Fall, a big secret technique. Does he get himself enough damage? Young super low. Try not to block. No block available actually. Just over for him potentially. Sados may have gotten him. Last poly. Oh no. I was going to say last poly, but the duck has done it. With Leo trying to give the rogue at least a bit of a breather, at least letting him catch a reset. That is going to be on Holy Death there with everything available. Sados needs to have himself the cleanest. Cloak, Meld, when the army of undeads come out. Cloak, Meld, and out of there. He needs to make sure he's not surrounded, he's not AoE'd. Opener immediately denied by Leo. And Sados having to put an evasion, but that's going to be just Leo backing up out of there. That is a little unfortunate. You still have an out. Vanish coming in 18 seconds. Army of Undead coming in. This could be an opportunity for you to escape. I would escape. If I was this rogue, I'd escape right now. This doesn't seem like a good move. Shadow Melted just to get some damage. No, Sados. Yeah, that is an army of undead. That is just a lot that's just going to do damage to you. Unless you can escape that pile of death, you ain't making it out of there alive. That is rough. That was a tough first match, man, for that rogue. Let's get another one going there, though, boys. Let's get Uno Mas in here. Onomas. Krager and Plus, let me know when you guys are ready. We'll do 2 matches of the same team, and then we'll like shift around like we usually do. So just let me know as soon as you're ready. How you doing, Bus? Ellie, yeah. Stormbringer Ellie too. Not just any Ellie. Goers with a Stormbringer, which I kind of love seeing. I want to see more of that. Okay, cool. Changing to runes. Okay. Okay, as soon as Kragar told me he was good. Okay, nice. Kragar, just wait on him. Madman. Apparently it's good. I seen some Twitter posts of people posting like warriors with demolish, warlocks with chaos bolts. How people get a double bolter for like 4 mil per bolt, which is a lot. At least everybody says it's a lot. And the people are arguing, man, but warriors though, man, but bugs though. And people just posting whenever they get killed by a class, they're just posting exactly what the deathlock is like. And apparently Shaman Tempest isn't bad. Getting double hit with those back-to-back Tempest hits apparently is not really good. They've been buffing that ability for like feels like ages now. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised it's actually finally doing some damage. I mean, you buff an ability enough times to try to make a hero spec playable, and then you give him that talent that makes a cast a little quicker, and interrupting him is not as bad. It gives you some cooldown reduction on it, right? They keep buffing those things over and over and over. Eventually, they're trying to make an LE Shaman build work. You know, I can't blame them for trying. Eventually, it will work. I feel like it just, you know, sometimes it's going to pass by. They keep buffing it. And then it's just going to hit that critical mass where it's like, you can't ignore it. You have to play it. You know what I mean? And I think it might be either there or getting there. One of those two. Or maybe it's still a gimmick, kind of like how Kyrian Shaman was back in like Shadowlands. That one was a weird one. I'm not even gonna go into explaining. Okay, I actually am. You basically use the totem like a grenade, and every time you did damage, the totem would like erupt. So you would basically bank up a big Sky Fury, massive damage, drop the totem as you Sky Fury with lightning bolts, and just a bunch of instances of damage. Totem would just like spaz out and explode. It was nuts. It was a lot of damage. It was just really one-shotty. That's all it really was. Situation. Make a Tempest Instacast. Dude, if they did that, I think that would fix a lot of that spec. Honestly. That feeling of the spec, that long cast time that it has, I think it would fix it, to be honest. Into an Incap by Inomi immediately as Mercer is going to be first up. Trinket Port is going to be immediately the monk with that Celestial Conduit on him. Doing quite a significant bit of damage. Look at the Dark Pack. That is how much health he's taking the damage. Big stun, big bolts, no tricking out of Inomi. Just got himself a defensive just so you keep trucking. And that is going to be an Infernal slamming down right next to him. Seeing Infernal is going to use that as his invitation to get the hell out of dodge. Try to go for a bit of a fight. Try to go for a bit of that survivability. While Merce's is, I guess what else is he going to do? He's got like in a situation where he's got himself set up here. Succubus, he's got Gateway, he's got Portal. He really doesn't want to chase after Nomi. He'd rather Nomi come to him so that he can play in his own playground. But yeah, at this point, he's just got, what, a Pit Lord? Even if the Pit Lord doesn't get a devalue, that is unfortunate, man. That is the thing about Warlocks. Some of them do play into, like, a big playstyle of, what's it? Some of them really do play into the playstyle of... What is that image, dude? What is that image in Discord? I don't even... some of them do play... I lost a little composure, dude. Hey, you ever just get an image on Discord and you're like, what the hell is even that? It's just, that's it. Whatever you were doing, now your concentration broken. You know what I mean? I was concentrating on this duel. Like Shadowheart would be concentrating on the guidance, and it just broke it immediately. It's over, dude. It's over. Brain turned off. Port out for Inomi, but a Succubus catches him as he ports. What was that wizardry? Was that just queued up ahead of time? What was that? I don't think I've ever seen immediate port into immediate Succubus CC like that. That was kind of not subject. Hey, dude, my guy. But Mercer's still trying to find himself like an angle, but he's not willing to go over there with Inomi. That is a big Chaos Mother opportunity. That is going to do quite a decent bit of damage. Just keeping Inomi next to it. Oh, Celestial Conduit. They're trying to turn these things around. Sison went to follow up. Got himself a decent bit of damage. Mortal Coil does kick in, though. With Inomi getting feared out. Oh, the burst of monks, dude. They've been trying to see if they can handle it. Bolt 2. Oh, that bolt was beautiful. Beautiful bolts on this man. Holy, he does get interrupted, however. Still got himself a big ruination at the ready. Big ascent out for Chaos. Or Goers, rather. But he's just nowhere near Merciless. He needs to find an escape here. I don't think he's got anything. The wind strikes are just going to overtake it. I think at that point, he might have used all his mobility. He's got nothing left. So unless he's got himself that Shivara or Succubus on a good spot, which I think he pretty sure Goer's just nuked that thing immediately. He definitely went off on one of those pets and immediately destroyed it. Blush is going to be up next. Does get Goer's kind of low. Goer's is going to knock him out for a second, dropping down a bulwark totem. Immediately cleaves to the bulwark. Goer's might be in a bit of trouble. Wall to rotate with the Earth Elemental. Trying to see if he can push Blush back a little bit. He just needs a couple of lightning bolts to make it happen. He's going to root him, smoke bomb, get himself at least an opportunity for healing surges. 15% buff on healing surges does help him out even a little bit here. Not the biggest heal in the world, but for him it does the job. It does the trick. Guys, Warlock Ellie, guys, Rogue Ellie, Warlock Warrior for maining or returning to cell. What a main? Oh, honestly, I think Warlocks are not quite in the best in slot spot. I think Rogues are looking pretty good, man. I think Ellie Shaman's also looking really good. I'd do Ellie because they got buffed up in single target and they're a monster in Mythic Plus. And for PvP, they're pretty fun. Like, when's the last time Ellie was not fun? Like, as long as you can chuck lava meatballs in people's faces, like, as long as you can do that and get a big Sky Fury Stormkeeper Lightning Bolt combo, Earth Shocks and everything, I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're a ton of fun. I think I'd enjoy them. Plus does end up getting himself a reset behind the pillar. Goer's picking up the eyes, I'm pretty sure, so he doesn't know where the rogue is at. Instantly hits him with the taser. As he got himself Ghostwolves up and running roots just to keep Plush and bait. He hits him with the taser, just rooted in place. He's like, I'm out of here. I know I'm playing a melee class, but I want this rogue as far away from me as possible. He even knows what he's doing, just jumping around in that man's face. Does go for a cheap shot, knocking him back for a second. Denying Rogue an opener is massive here. Cloak shot is out for Plush. He just, at this point, Plush just does not want to fight against DCC. Trinket out for Guerrero's got himself lots of damage here. That's a lot of potential setup. Big damage on a Plush. Can you survive it though? Gosh, for a second. Still got himself the massive ascendance, massive wind strikes, lots of output. Does get interrupted. Big Tempest to follow up with Plush being at no health. I think Guerrero's does take it. And he does take it. Lightning Bolt zap to finish him off at the end. Well done with Leo walking in but not running down Goer's, letting this man get a proper honor duel. By the way, beautiful mount. I'm so happy I got myself one, but as soon as I got it, I'm just not riding it anymore. I was so, that Shadowlands grind, man, was so too damn much. I hated the, I really didn't like all the, I guess they're kind of novel at the time, but like having to do all that, like, all the special grinds for the Covenants to get like the reps and stuff. I didn't have fun with that, man. Everything was kind of okay though. Nah. Zeroth Mortis was not as fun as I thought it would be. I did not enjoy that place. Too bright in my opinion. It's just constantly bright. Goer's trying to see if he can fight through the army of undead. Hold on, he lived through the main army. Does Leo have a backup? Does he have reinforcements coming in? It's gonna be Goer's absolutely blasting through it, but oh! That was some grade A Glowing Shadows or Death Coil combo there. That was so good for Leo. He just bursted him down at the end. But he's just absolutely ignoring that spear. Just decided to hop on his hop on his high horse and just get out of there. Turn the nose to the spear completely. What is that? I'm pretty sure that's like the only class that escaped the spear right now. Or like maybe, because mages can't blink it, rogues can't cloak it. I think Death Knights are the ones that can just literally walk away from it. Just like it's nothing. Gonna be Kragar blinking all over the place, but he's trying to get some hits here and there. Just go Super Saiyan mode on him, dude. Just absolutely unlocking his key. As he's just gonna go for a bit of a death pact at no help whatsoever, bleeding out profusely. Kragar leaping back in, sleep thrown in his face, does go for a quick trinket. Just trying to see if he can end Leo. And as long as he doesn't have a Legendborn, there's nothing he can do. Does hit up with a Colossus, Mortal Strike to follow. Next up, it's either Young, which is going to be a tough matchup for Kragar, or it's going to be Saya, which is also a tough matchup for Kragar. And both of them, I think, are evenly matched in terms of toughness. What's up, my guy? What's up, Soren? How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing good. If Fury Warrior doesn't see damage in PvP, Bob Deathwitch. Yeah, I guess if you just want to play something big dumb damage, go Fury Warrior in PvP. They're not always meta, or at least like that's what I heard from last season. But they're really fun, and they're generally pretty strong, and they're a really good team fight class. I think you'll like it. Big damage out for Air Frost. Kragar taking lots of hits. Hold on a second. I was thinking we're just going to lose this guy immediately. Never mind. Got himself a bit of the reflect. As long as he doesn't reflect a wrong spell from Young, he might be okay. which wrong spec would be counterspell. It is going to be parried down for Cracker. Hold on, I think this might be the end to the boy. The Frostmate, yeah, I told you, it's still a bad matchup. Cracker is a fantastic warrior, but that is an incredibly bad, notoriously bad matchup for him. Like, there ain't much you could really do about it, man. You know what I mean? Holy moly. As he does get himself just a little bit of that survivability, it's going to be opener by Nishmishka. Trying to see if he can have himself go versus Young Jay. Does get him kind of low. Root does keep him in place, though, with a poly right after. Does Young have a health recovery? No. Nishmishka does not have a trinket, though. Full Shatter, full Meteor, Rare Frost. And this man is somehow still alive. That was a lot. That was a massive Shatter combo. That was huge. The fact that you're still alive is kind of, honestly, pretty miraculous. I'm not gonna lie. That is crazy. This Nishmishka does get himself a reset. Cloak, still available. Vanish Charge, still available. No trinket though, no meld. That could potentially put him in a bit of a precarious spot. But as long as Young, he does have a second block available. He may need to go for that cold snap pretty early here. Try to see if he can hold on to it, man. What do you hold on to that cold snap for? Unless you want to get himself a barrier snap to get himself another barrier right after. Maybe that's what he's trying to go for. Possibly. He needs to be very, very careful with it. This Mishka does get himself a decent reset. Either picked up by Young, so he at least has the sight of where the rogue is at. Try to see if he can avoid him completely. Does still get hit with flurries immediately. With Lance to still follow up. As long as he got a slow on the rogue, yeah, he's just not going to have an easy time escaping. With the random roots off of flurries, that is some brutal work, man. Full stun, full meteor, no outs. Do you survive this? There's just a way. That was just a full frozen orb, meteor, common storm on top of that meteor, and a full ray of frost just barreling down your face. That's just a lot. As soon as you trinket, I like how as soon as you trinket against a mage, she's the one who's going to throw you in the stun lock combo. With Young almost dying there, but does get himself a last minute block, which is exactly what he needed. As say Dose is gonna try to see if he can get himself some kind of a go here. You the Young potentially maybe taking these rogues out. Can he shatter 2 rogues in a single run? I think he probably could do it. Say Dose last time did get himself very, very close to potentially getting a kill after Young. He was able to take him down. No more block. I think it's over for the mage. Yes, it is over for the mage. Still just enough damage for the rogue. Keep trucking, keep the damage rolling, keep it all high. With Saya being the last man standing. Oh, you already got the Dark Tree Solutions maxed. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised because you already have the trench coat. Yeah, I need to do that grind myself. I need to just spend some time in Undermine. I've been spending a lot of time gearing alts. I just need to like not gear alts and just spend time rep farming, I think. Oh man, I think it's good though. Look at that thing. It looks great. I like the little touch, like the black blood flowing through the mech too, like through the coils, the cords, tubes is a better word for it. It looks good. Massive damage on Saya immediately with a blind as soon as he sees wings, and Say knows it's gonna go for a bit of a resetting. We are at 59% dampening, so for Saya the amount of healing he can get is very limited. Outside of regeneration, actually I forgot about this ability. But outside of this, Lay on Hands is the only other meaningful big amount of healing he can really get out of it. Blessing of Protection, as long as Say Dose has himself a reset, he might be okay. Try to see if he can avoid Saya. Saya just trying to wait out until he's got himself a perfect setup. Stunner to Say Dose, he doesn't have much of an out. Does still have evasion for a second. Shrink it's out. Saya super low. Does go for a bubble right after. Will not have a Lay on Hands to follow up. As long as the Rogue can escape, he can just come back in there. And Saya won't have anything available for him. Hold on a second. Gouge for a moment. Kitty, I think it's over. Saya with the trick and blind. Searing Glare right after. Rogue cannot stop him. Does have a sprint. Holy. It's gonna be a bit of a game of a cat and mouse between the two. But Saya, if you can live long enough. Forbearance. Hold on. No, wait, no. Oh, Shield of Venus does get himself Lay on Hands last second. Oh, there's nothing this Rogue can do. All they can do is just embrace the splendor that is the holy, that is Saya. Oh my god. I was so close. Go picking up 2. Well done. Young picking up 2 actually. Well done as well. I need to double check to see exactly what else happened to that duel. It felt like a lot happened. Felt like there was 2 duels in one. Let's get another one going here, boys. Cragger and Plush, let me know when you're ready. Let's do a quick switcheroo as we usually do. So Plush, you know exactly how to do these. You know exactly how these work. Quick switcheroo, getting some fresh blood in here. Okay. I didn't realize there were that many duels in. Crazy. Teehee, Rip Pally, so fun. They are tough though. They really are tough in the 1v1s. Just to be in all fairness, they are definitely tough. But kind of doable at times. Cracker's ready. We're gonna give Plush a second here too. Right, Palantir so it breaks my fingers. Yeah, dude, once you get the reset on it and you just slam and slam and slam and slam the same button, it procs quite a decent bit too. It procs a decent bit. Every time you do Divine Storm or Templar, I mean, there's a chance it'll just like consume all the stacks, and then it just lets you slam it again, and then those bonus hits can also consume the stacks, and then you just constantly slamming finishes the entire time. It's kind of nuts when you think about it. It's crazy good. Take another second about some rogues that want to play Outlaw and Assassin Ellie. I mean, guys, Rogue, take a second about some rogue when I want to play Outlaw. I mean, Outlaw's in a pretty good spot right now, I'd say. Group is up. Group is up as in like an LFG, or group is ready? Need two. All right, we need two. If you want to join my man Plush, they need 2 more bodies. Some other one can join in. I'll let Cracker know 1 sec. We're getting a couple bodies. So get in here, boys. If y'all are interested, I guess you should also post how to join the duels, huh? Forgot about that completely. Here we go. Here we are. Really doesn't have 3 Sparks because broken game. Doesn't have 3. Motherboard doesn't have 3. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have 2 and get a 3rd one next week. I think this week we got a... Oh wait, no, Spark. I confused that with Catalyst charges. You should have 3 Sparks. Pretty sure you should have 3. Right? Am I wrong about that? Alright, let me check what the screenshot is. Oh, it's called the Outlaw Rogue Starter Kit. I feel it. I feel it. Oh man. Okay. All right. Try to see if we can get the group up and running here in a second. This Plus can just reinvite the same guys I played before. We'll try to see if we get some fresh blood in here, but I think we just try to see if we get fresh blood. If we can, just get more games in. I just want to play, or rather, I just want to. I guess I don't really get to play. I just want to watch, right? I just want to host more games. I guess it's a better way to put about go about it. To freeze and trap and other people top the. Wait, what? To freeze and trap other people and pop a 3rd like a balloon. What? 2 MM100 seems to be alive again. 3 just pop out of stealth and dead. Marksman Hunter is very, very good right now. Yeah, a lot of people are playing them for a very obvious reason. A very respectable reason. Alright, boys. Blackrook Hold Arena. I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds, real quick. Alrighty, boys. We are back. Wow. Alrighty. Let me get this up and running. Switch. Bit of a rematch between the two. Krager just charging out at Young immediately. Does not want to give this mage any opportunity to set up, any opportunity. That's a really early shift in power. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think all you've done is a couple of flurries and a blink. Maybe that's why just have mobility immediately blinks out of there. For Krager, I think he's going to have to practice a little bit of patience here just to make sure that he's got himself as much damage as humanly possible. But also, because the mage can just escape a lot of your goes as soon as you lock him down, unless you just go for the full spear gameplay, which you might just have to. Might just honestly have to like blink or trinket a breath, immediately go for like a big spear, Colossus, demolish combo, blaze storm right after so you can't follow up with anything. Maybe that's going to be the play. Breath immediately into a poly, does knock him immediately on that poly. Into a flurries right after. The man is just kind of stuck out in the open, leaping in, does spear the mage, he has nowhere to go. He went spearfishing, it does catch something, massive damage onto the mage, does get himself a bit of the ultra parry out for Krager, takes a lot of hits, does recover some health in between of that, looking to shut down the Ray of Frost as best as possible, double charges to stay on top of the mage into a Stormbolt, but a poly while moving, almost felt like an instant cast poly there for a second. I almost didn't see the cast there for a moment. Maybe just watching Krager leaping around and just trying to see if he can keep up with the mage. And keeping up with the mage is almost impossible. Frozen Orb on one side, Blizzard on the other. It does do decent enough damage where you don't want to stand in that constantly. As it's going to be a mage still keeping his range, dude, keeping him at bay the entire time. Yet another poly stun. You don't have an out this time. Is there an answer? Is there anything a warrior can do in this situation? Does pick up a little bit of health last second into a rally card potentially. Might need it. Super low in health does give him some rallying credit. Immediately turns exactly to where the mage is going to blink. Ultra is up for Young, so he can always reposition. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? I'm sorry. Oh, what? He just started channeling Ray of Frost on him while Krager's behind the pillar. I'm sorry, what? Blizzard, I get it. Young was lagging a little bit, but that lag definitely was in his favor. What was that? That lag was definitely in this man's favor. Normally when you're lagging, you're the one on like on a back foot. But there, that was some work. What is happening? Krager does at least pick up a little bit of health though. He is at least nice and healthy. A healthy looking boy. Try to see if he can charge it Young with a reflect. That is going to be immediate reflect interrupt by Young into a full stun onto Krager. I don't think he should die here, but man, guys just having to fight through everything here, literally through frost and fire itself. And it's going to spear the man just to see if he can go behind the pillar for a second or two. Oh man, gotta get out of the blizzard. That blizzard is going to be literally going to end you. Eventually, it is going to end you. Young does get himself the angles, flurries, lances, back-to-back damage, frostfire bolt, big leap for Krager, does at least get himself some hidey hole behind the pillar. My goodness, man. And Young at this point is just letting it happen. Yeah, he just, what is happening? All right. Huh? You know, okay, you know that like little slide that people do in soccer or football, depending on your region, when you like score a goal and you slide in the grass? I feel like that's what Young was trying to go for, dude. We just tried to slide around, dude, just scooting around. This became a Roomba for the dirt floor of Blackrook Hold. Young, wait, okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Even Krager is just like, hold on a second. At least Krager's being super honorable here. Krager, if this man ain't coming back in like a couple of seconds, I give you the go ahead. Trying to give him as much of an honor duel, but you might just have to take him out. If he ain't coming back, he might be gone. Might be gone. For Krager, at least, it's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to fight a major for at least 2 seconds. I can take a breather. Thank goodness. It was a rough one, man. It's a main rogue. Of course, Edville. Of course, I made my rogue, man. Rogues are a lot of fun this season. Even though we didn't get a lot of changes for season 2, the rogue squadron discovered a build that's actually really good, and I like it a ton. Are they just? I mean, if you just go in there and chop him down. Oh yeah, he's gone completely. All right. Does that count as a Krager's win? I don't know. You decide. Is it Cyanex? Oh man. Oh man. Pretty sure Krager is just like, Lord Blizzard, just give me a fair battle here for a second. Paladin versus Mage is a tough one. Warrior versus Mage is a tough one. Warrior versus a Paladin is another beast entirely, man. You might as well be fighting the underpin right now. Honestly, this guy is a world boss. When it comes to being a warrior player, it is not an ideal encounter at all. Does get himself the Warbreaker. He really needs to get himself a Reflect on a Hodge or something, or Blazestorm a Hodge from Saya. I think that's how he's going to be able to get himself a proper setup. Fiora into Saya, does go for a Trinket, just start immediately. Krager tried to stay on top of him the best possible, still holding on to a Trinket. Saya with a Hodge does not follow up with a Searing Glare. This could be an opportunity for Krager to get back in there. Looks like Young is back in play. Young, you're just going to have to sit in those bench right now, because this is a whole duel happening between Krager and Saya. You might just have to go to the back of that line or try to figure out when you're going to have your go with your team. Kraken try to see if you can escape this as best as possible. Saya on the chase with a Storm Bolt stopping him for only just a mere second. Does have Reflect for a moment. I think enough in order for him to get away from any damage from Saya. Does hit him with a Wake of Ashes yet again. Blessing is sake to try to avoid any stuns, any fears. And no more trinkets out for Saya. That's going to be Searing Glare to follow. Nothing he can do about it. That is super unfortunate. Does get himself just a little bit of survivability. Disarm with Saya for just a second. Does hit it pretty hard to force it to layer hands out of the Paladino. But Kraken is up with no health whatsoever. Stormbolt, but a Dawn Light should be maybe the end of him. Leaping around the corner, trying to see if he can buy himself just a little bit of time. Palio's in a high horse charging in. Looking to end this duel right here. Stoned by Kraken into a spear. Saya has lined his side just enough in order to get himself last hammer throw. With Enomi going to be up next. Parry up with a Fist of Fury. Saya immediately with a Hammer of Justice. Holding on to a bop. Holding on to a bubble. Still got himself regenerating. So the next immunity, I think he's probably going to have to go with regenerating there, isn't he? Oh, yeah. With the Shield of Edge is going to pop like that. Definitely going to have to do something. Try to see if you can stay aggressive. And Enomi behind the bullet. Saya just committing. Looks like Saya decided you're just going to commit. He knows it's going to be poured out of Enomi. Unless Enomi can capitalize here, then it's regenerating. If you stop any of that, that's going to give you an advantage. Blessing sake immediately. Enomi does go for Leg Sweep. That's going to be very, very short. Leg Sweep. Saya was to follow. Mad damage. Wait a second. Did Saya meet his match? I thought Saya for a second met his match. Does get touching down to the Saya with an immediate grip by Leo. Does not want to let Enomi out of his sights whatsoever. Still holding on to a Karma. Will need to use the Karma defensively. I think he needs to use the Karma super early. Does use Fort Brew. Ring of Peace doesn't stop him. Karma needs to find a way to escape. He still needs healing. He needs survivability. He needs to disarm Leo if possible. Oh, you need health. Oh. You're running Soul Reaper? Hold on a second. This man's running Big Execute. That did get buffed up by quite a bit in PvP, but I'm kind of surprised he ran Execute. I guess in a 1v1 is actually not that terrible, isn't it? Because it's not like, especially if the other guy can't really heal super fast. Or you can't have it somebody dispelling it. That is going to do a lot of damage. Damn, okay. All right. Leo got himself some moves, apparently. First aid, the rogue is going to try to stop him. Death Indicator to try to get the rogue out. And it's going to be Leo. Get himself hit with a cheap shot. AMS is available. It's going to be a trinket out for Nespershka as a rogue looking to end Leo. It is going to be a bit of a glass cannon versus a glass cannon. I guess the rogue is a little bit tinker than a Death Knight in some cases. I mean, I know one is wearing plate armor, so it should be better against physical damage. Leo is a, you are a Sin Land? I didn't even realize you were Sin Land. Cloak Shot is for Nesmershka. Leo does get himself the Blood Beast popping, but it does not do the damage because the Cloak of Shadows protects him from any shadow damage of the Blood Beast. It's going to be Leo locked out for a second. Back-to-back eviscerates. May just be going down. Death back immediately as he got himself a mass disarmed by the rogue. Down to follow, just to protect it from some of that shadowy damage from the rogue. Does get himself the big coup de grace taking him out. Heard the animation. I saw the whole thing and everything. Is it Young next? Is it Young? I think it is Young. Looks like he might have been able to stabilize you. It'll be good to go. Let's go, Saya. Yo, Saya, dude. Every time you see that man pop in these duels, it's gonna pop off. You just know it. It's a guarantee. It's like, it's an inevitability. When Saya walks into these duels, you know that man is gonna put in some work. That guy plays a bunch of Paladina. Bunch of Paladina. And all that time spent really does work for him. Also, by the way, Nespershka, I don't know if you want to try this out, but if you did that Undermine quest, you guys pointed out to me on Discord, there is like a Bloodfang chest, but like a vest version without like the I guess without like the shoulder parts for the chest piece. I don't know if you want to try that for your set. I think it might look really, really good. I like his whole take on it in general. He's got himself the bandana, Bloodfang set, or red daggers. It looks great. Big fan of the mog. Young sitting down, Smurshka ready to go. Almost every cooldown is available. Cloak of Shadow's missing and Trinket not available. Could put him in a bad spot. Knows there's going to be a blink out of the mage immediately. Does himself step instantly. It's going to be all the time available for Young. Get himself a lockdown. Smurshka does have a trinket. Does end up using it. Try to see if he can walk away from the mage, but he tries to step back to him accidentally. Might just go down here with a vanish. Try to see if he can escape. Blizzard is going to get him out in the open. That was some... Oh, that shadow step was very unfortunate. Putting himself back in the danger zone. Back into the meteor. Back into the ray. Back into that stun. And he's got himself an escape. Oh, almost got himself an escape. Looking to get himself out of there still. Is he dotted though? Was that a Frostfire Bolt? Because if Frostfire Bolt did connect, that is going to be a dot. Needs to escape this mage immediately. Just walking away from him as soon as possible. Man. How do you bring him back from here though? He got cloak. He's got a blind. He's still got 2 blocks to get through though. First aid is definitely going to help out here. He needs to have an answer. Needs to have a response for the next big go by Young. Because you do not have a lot of health. Flurries do connect. I think you need to pre-cloak it. You might need to next time you melee with the guy, he's gonna breath you. That's the problem. Cloak Shadows is up for the Smurshka. Young with an altar. And this man may need to go for... I don't know what you could do in that situation. That was gonna be a full stun, full frost bomb. Oh. Hope you don't get crit. No crits, no crits, no crits. Blind vanish. Didn't get crit. Which is exactly what you can do in that situation. Unless you can pre-feign it. Actually, I guess, yeah, pre-feigning is the only thing else you can do. Does get hit with a breath. This time you can't break. But it's still super low in health, though. Oh, yeah, it's over. I was thinking for a second, like, okay, well, maybe that breath probably won't be the worst. But then I looked at the health bar and I thought, okay, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Immediately, this man has 6 sense. He knows exactly what this other rogue... Are you also doing the same headband thing? You are. All right. This Bershka is starting a trend, apparently. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Wait, actually, I think he is running the vest. I think he was running the vest from the Bloodfang setting already. Because I think that's the full one. Has the sleeves and everything. Poly out for Young. Does get himself a proper stun lock into Sados. Does he trinket it? Is the question. Does not trinket. Maybe punish for it. Oh, trinket last second with a Cloak of Shadows. As he didn't realize his health was going to dip out that low. My God. Cheap shot onto Young for a second. With a flurry down, everything is available for Young. He's in a great spot right now. Sados, do you have dots on you? Wait, also, hold on. Sados has an Earth Shield. I just realized. Can you remove that? I don't know if Guerrero's meant to give you an Earth Shield or whatnot. Not like I don't think it really matters. I mean, he almost died to the whole combo of Young. Can you remove that Earth Shield? Or I guess Young, maybe he could probably strip it off of him, can he? Next time he sees him. Oh man, I'm hoping it doesn't like unequalize the duel too much. Does some so proper stun lock combo. Hold on a second. Frostfire Bolt, everything is available. Is it enough though? Say it. Oh, Urshield didn't matter. Technically, you could argue, hey, hold on a second now. That rogue is cheating. He's gonna win every duel with the cheats. What do you mean? Ban him. Get him out of here. But like, I don't think the Urshield even mattered. I don't think it actually played a consequential part. I don't think it mattered. Is it? I guess it's still cheating, but I don't think it's as bad if it doesn't really make a difference, right? If it doesn't actually matter that much. Young is trying to see if he can avoid Goers as best as possible, get him to the Earth Elemental and everything. Young is not going to have an easy time escaping this man whatsoever, at least when it comes to slows, as I told him he should be able to stop a lot of it. Got himself a little bit of range damage, shifted power, leaps in just to land a quick interrupt on it. Young with the last block that's available to him. I think from here at this point forth might be light for this man. Unless he can somehow turn around. Goers does not have a trinket. He's just trying to be very careful with the breath. Missing the breath. Oh, I think it's over. Trying to go for a poly. Does connect. Hold on. Wait, whoa. Full stun, full combo. Does have a knock. That is unfortunate. Got himself instant cast. Frostfire Bolt. Knocked up in air for a second. Nope. Doesn't get knocked up. Big damage. Oh, the flurries almost did it too. The thing is, he almost did it as well, which is kind of wild, man. Mages. These guys are nutty. Plus is second to last left over for the team to Given Goers as much of a chance to properly recover. Goreas is not of a trinket, maybe as a bulwark totem. Maybe that's going to be helpful. At 83% dampening, he got him some big ascent, trying to see if he can go in and plush. Immediately hits him with a root, does not hit him with a stun totem though, and that ascent is not going to get any value. Oh, still sees him. Never mind, somebody got him out in the open. Welcome shadows, but wind strikes is still full on physical damage. Those things should still connect. Knocking the rogue back for a second. Cheap shot. I don't know if you have a bulwark for this. Yeah, no. Never mind. I thought for some reason you might have a bulwark. Look at Young with the damage you did, dude. 100k, 100 mil damage, just 2 targets. That is some wild work. That is wild. Let's get us another one going, boys. Yeah? Uno mas, uno mas. Get us in here, boys. Uno mas. What am I supposed to say? Dude, ready instantly? Yo, as soon as Cracker lets me know, dude. Try to get mono duel. I feel that. I feel it. I like it. I like it. The attempt. I felt that attempt. I think it was good. I think it was good. Where is it? 539, 540? Yeah, 540. I said buff mugs not nerf him for no reason. What do you mean, Attacker Pounder? Have you seen what they do? Have you seen the things they be doing to people? They be doing some unholy thing, man. Nova Party. Nice, nice. Yeah, we're trying to get Nova Party for plush as well. Did not quite work out. Maybe we'll give it another try after this one, right? I'll announce it, all that. Toll. Do I want to do? I don't think I want to do Tolveron, dude. I don't think I want to do Tolveron. These casters. And what's up, Buka? How you doing, man? Want to join the duelist? We might have some spots available. More than welcome to if you wanna. Caligor's back in. Oh baby. Oh baby. Yeah, we'll try to see if we can mix up the party over for the team Young. After that, yeah. Poor Cracker always get a boob holy saya, bro. It is bad. The advantage between the warrior has over Pally has over warrior. It is crazy. Like, what do you do? Seriously, when I ask that question, it's not a rhetorical. Like, what do you do in that situation? Right? It's rough. Twitch. Got ourselves triple warrior threat. We got ourselves Caligorn in here. Look at all purple. Like that set. It matches your Croc as well, because that thing is also kind of purple. At least in the eyes it's purple. Definitely. Cracker on that team. We got us Orc as well. Looking like, I was gonna say Grim Reaper with them sides, but it's more of a scarecrow. Oh wait, you can actually see under the floor. That's weird. We got ourselves Toxie. We got ourselves Myexna. Is that what that was? Or Mix? I'm gonna call him Meeks. It looked like the guy from one of the duels whose name ended up being Myexna. But I was like having a hard time trying to figure out if it was like an X or like a Cyrillic H, because they're basically the same letter. Like the crisscross applesauce. Yeah, that thing is that can either be an X or an H depending on where you're from. Parry up middle for Caligorn versus Leo. Does not want to let the man ramp up whatsoever. Might be looking for a disarm. Does go for a disarm onto the unholy DCast. He goes in IBF. Summon up the army. Got himself the big monstrosity. That thing might explode for a ton of damage. It's going to be Caligorn super low. Does stun everything. That thing explodes. Does not quite connect with Caligorn. Looks like Orton doesn't do nearly as much damage as he thought it would. Execute out for Caligorn. Does he have survivability for the next one though? If he's already hit with an execute, he might be done. Does he live this? Oh, not a lot of health to work with. Does he just go down here? Does Leo take it? Caligorn picking up a little bit of health from the ghoul. Does go battle stance for a second. Needs to have a lockdown onto Leo. Stuns him. No outs. Oh, big demolish shakes it. I love Leo's Sin Land Vamp Strike build. It looks like it does a lot of damage, especially with cloning shadows together and has range. Oh, I think it actually looks like it bumps quite a decent bit. But man, that Caligorn with a full setup for demolish is solid. It is going to be busting a second out of Paladin immediately. This Caligorn looking for an escape. He has a parry coming up in 18, 16, 15, 14, 13 seconds. Literally had to count here. Count Chakra over here. Learn to count. Disarm to Holy Sire for a second. Caligorn just needs a little bit of survivability. I don't even know if parry is going to do much for him. Picking up a little bit of health. Parry could be decent. Really needs himself a decent bit of recovery behind the pillar without any dots on him. And Paladin just has way too many dots as Herald of the Sun, which is apparently not even the best build of Paladin, at least for PvE content. But it's doing really well here. Look at that cost of damage. Does give himself a little bit of survivability, but not a lot of health. Cracker even trying to see if he can position back there, ready to go. But Caligorn not out of the fight just yet. Blaze Storm has always got picking up a little bit of health. Stun on Josiah. Does get break away from the Dawn Lights for at least a second. Reflect up for a moment. Does get a stun on Josiah. Into a Hodge right after. Does he have enough damage to follow up here? Caligorn at no help whatsoever. Fear on Josiah goes for a trinket. Trying to see if he can break past it. Does some on Josiah. Does go for a roar. Oh, I was so close, man. Oh, so close. There was no way for him to escape it, but he was starting to get some work done there for a second. Meeks is going to be up next, trying to see if he can mix things up a little bit. Call him Mix. That's even easier. Mixing things up in this duel. Yeah. Wood Elf. Actually, Wood Elf Rachel Mage is probably not the biggest mix-up ever, is it? It's probably pretty standard. Wood Elf and Caster is all very, very good. Shadow Priest Wood Elf is also really good. A big fan of that combo in particular. Holy Side Transmog is awesome. Dude, it is great, isn't it? He's got himself a trench coat. He's got himself a gas mask. Mohawk. I feel like the Mohawk really does add to the whole look. Meeks is just not in a great spot right now. Trying to see if he can escape with a block, though does have to reset. It does give Saya, who's fairly healthy, an opportunity to go for a full recovery right now. And he's just perfectly fine. Look at the weapon, too. He's got himself the green sword with the Mog to turn it dark like that. It looks so great. Look at it. He's got himself the full set, man. It looks awesome. Look at this guy winning the duel, winning Mog competitions here at the same time. What is that? This Meeks at the very least does get himself a bit of a recovery, a bit of a reset. Saya frozen out with the Ray of Frost right after Meeks does get pulled back in with an Ultra. Does juke a kick, but not a lot of health to work with. Cannot knock Saya back for some reason. And I think he's just dead. Shields a last bash of the defense here. Maybe block it here. Yeah, block. That is rough. What do you do in this situation as this mage? He needs to get a lockdown on Josiah. Josiah does not have a trinket. That's about all you can do. Breath, full stun, lock him down, maybe get some cooldowns. But he's playing super defensive. That's by Snowdrift, so you could go for a proper stun lock. But I think he's just, at this point, not a lot of health to work with. Yeah, there I think he just needs to go for a breath, immediate stun on Josiah. And not panic. That's all he could do in that situation. That's all he could do. Orc is going to be up next. Immediate blasting protection. Saya does not want Orc to get any damage, any ramp. Don't even get a chance to play the game. He just, you know what? Immunity. I'm just going to punish you for being a warrior, for picking the wrong class for the season. Buddy boy. That's literally what paladins do. Just punish warriors for being warriors, man. Bop. What are you going to do now? Let's just run Shatter. That's about all he can do, really. Does drop down all that damage. Didn't give Orc even a chance to even have a proper duel there. But Toxic gonna be up next. This man's gonna have to find a way to beat Saya, but something tells me that Saya knows everything. That is, Saya's pretty ready for toxicity, I think. That mask should hopefully give him, like, what? Some damage reduction from poison damage? Who is doing that? Is it Young? It's distracting Young. Please stop. Please stop. Trinket out for Toxie. Saya also trinkets as well. Looking to hang out by the eyes, so if he has to bubble, the rogue can't escape. Cloak of Shadows for the rogue. Looking to find a way to deal some damage to Saya. Advantage, but he can't escape whatsoever. He still sees you. Laying hands out for Saya just to make sure he's stabilized. He knows exactly where the rogue is at. Blessing of Saint King, the rogue goes in for sap, stun, anything. There's going to be a disarm. I don't think you can Blessing of Saint disarm. Stun, I think that was a full though. Yeah, full stun for Toxie. Oh, what are you doing in that situation? He just slammed the boy down on the floor. Didn't give him a chance. Oh my, Saya taking out the entirety of Team 1, one after another. This man is an absolute juggernaut when it comes to 1v1 duels, man. Absolutely nothing can stop him, and Krager is the only man left. Saya is walking into Krager. No bop, no bubble, maybe laying hits coming in. This is about as much of an opportunity as you can have here. Much of a chance as you can have. And even then, Saya is just stripping away Krager health bit by bit, piece by piece. Does go for battle stance, full Wake of Ashes, defensive stance for Krager, leaping out, maybe looking for a Rallying Cry. Does go Battle Master Trinket, Rallying Cry as well, stunned immediately for Saya. He just has to wait out for Rally and Battle Masters to fall off. That is going to be a full spear. He does Blessing and save himself. Krager knows that he needs to back away out of there. He knows he needs to escape. No Blessing, no Dawn Light, no DOS, no nothing out of Saya. That's an opportunity for second win. He needs that. He needs that right here because Saya still has the advantage. Mounting up immediately on his little eel thing. Does go in for a stun. Reflect up for Krager, I think? Now Reflect is up, yeah. Sai just needs to wait it out long enough. Hodge, Searing Glare. Nothing can stop him. Hodge right after. Got him some full damage. Searing Glare. Dragon is just find a way to wait it out. Does get himself that rage. Isn't going to be enough though with just a clean Templars at the end for Saya. Literally nothing stops that man. 5-0 for him. Just taking it. My God. This is Paladins, man. This is Paladins for you. I heard it last week a lot, like, oh man, Paladins suck. They're actually very underpowered, you guys. And then we see Sai just walk in and like just stomp. Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff right here. Hell yeah, let's get another one going, boys. Cracker says go. Plush, are we gonna remake? Ready. Okay, we're just gonna go, I guess. Alrighty, we're gonna just do that, and then next one we're gonna do a bit of a reshuffle for Team Plush. Hopefully. I don't know what to send you guys into. I don't know what arena is even like. I don't want to make an arena that's like too strong for Saya here. I guess we're gonna go in the Grand. The Grand and the Grand. Yeah. Oh man, my shoulder is killing me. I think literally too. It's been really stiff over the last couple of days. I did the best that I could to like help it. I need like, what is it, Neosporin or something? I probably need that, honestly. Let's get another one going here, boys. Did I save that one? I need to save that one because that was a Saya just going 5-0, man. That's what can stop that man? There's a freight train. What stops a freight train? Another freight train? Maybe actually. Maybe. We just did another paladin that does the same damage and same plays the same skill level as Saya, and it'll be good to go. Just another day of busted paladin class, man. Just another day, huh? Switch. Got ourselves over. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Can I close that? Cool. Whenever I'm in a spectator mode, I really can't see my UI super well. I can't see my mouse either. I have to like click away to even be able to see anything. But yeah, Soxy is gonna be first up over for that team. Looks like he's just gonna come out of stealth for a second. Look at his little slime boy. Is it gonna be the rogue? It looked like it was gonna be Plush, but then Plush kind of backed up out of there. Maybe it was gonna be Plush and just thought, wait, it's Toxie? I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it. Or maybe Toxie is like, yo, can you send the mage out real quick? I want to fight that man yet again. Silence after silence is young, just taking so much CC damage in the opener. Just constant bleed damage while just getting to respond. Cloak for Toxie with a gouge immediately. The man could not be frozen for a quick second. Rogue vs. Rogue is awful in opener. Oh, okay. You did to back it up out of there. I get it. Actually, I would have liked to see a Rogue vs. Rogue at some point, right? Oh, what was that? I turned away for 2 seconds of Toxie. Immediately eviscerated Young. Never mind, this guy got some play in him apparently. What was that? All right. So Young was giving Team Cracker a bit of a hard time tonight. But apparently, Toxie decided to come out there and turn that around all the way 180. Hit it with a 360 and walk away. Jesus. What? I need to look back at it again. That was some damage. I just looked away for like 2 seconds reading response from Plush, and then that's it. And I'm just watching Young. He didn't even get a second to even ice block or anything. That's the wildest thing too. He had invis. He didn't get to use it. He used it defensively, but it just didn't matter. Gonna be an opener by Toxie onto Plush. Goes in for Garrote. Cheap shot. Trinket out for Plush really early. Toxie does not have a trinket of his own. Does use evasion. And Plush is going to have himself a really clean go here. Toxie pre-feigning and stuns. Stopping Plush from even being able to have a chance at a go. Cheap shot right after. Does disarm him. Holy! What is that? Hold on, Plush. Are you still bled? Blinded? You're just bleeding him up. How do you think it's over? What is this? Vantage just to get a shield. It's giving him a life. Barely keeping him alive. Hold on. Toxie getting super low too. Toxie super incredibly low. Does go for Venom. Oh! I'm sorry, what? Toxie, what was that? Toxie, dude. Hold on, I almost want... Hold on. Okay, they can't even do it. I almost wanted for Team 1 to res Toxie. I wanted to be like... You know how in Gladiator, like, you have a dude at the top judging the competitors with a thumbs up, thumbs down. I almost want to give Toxie a thumbs up to give him a res, just to give him another chance. I was so impressed with that burst. I want to see it again. I want to see it again. I know that they can't res him, and that would be against the rules, but I would bend the rules just to give that man another shot. I want to see that again. It happens so fast, if you blink, you miss it, and I want to see it again from my eyes, so, just to make sure that I actually understood what the hell happened. That was some amazing damage. This guy got to give me a rundown on what the hell that was. That was so awesome. Caligor does get himself not in a great position. Can't really escape the chain of ice whatsoever. That is going to be Leo back with a Riders gameplay, not playing the Sunlayan this time around. This is trying to see if you can just let the Riders do a little bit of the work. Let the pets do work, because they do a lot, man. I mean, the pets, for Unholy in particular, drop down A-bomb, drop down all that burst. I mean, those pets are doing work. Wait, does he even have A-bomb? Oh, no, he has army. But does he have A-bomb? Does get himself Colossus match leaderboard into a big demolish. Leo doesn't walk away from it. He does go for an IBF just to survive it. But now Leo himself might be in a bit of trouble. I don't know if he can do much worse as Caligor, but Cali got him in a great spot. Escaping the executes, but can't really heal. And Leo's again in the execute range all over again. Caligor just needs to keep chopping. Does keep on chopping. I'm sorry, what was that? Was that a charge or was that his heroic leap ability? Wait, I think he was playing the new heroic leap. That's got to be it, right? I thought for a second he charged like an invisible corpse of the Death Knight there for a second, because you do when you reappear, you kind of reappear at the center of the arena. So I thought he charged to him, but then he kind of kept going past him. He's got to be running the new heroic leap, right? The dragon charge. That could be really good. It's a knock-up ability that deals a bit of damage, can be used in escape or as a chasing tool. But it like stops enemies from being able to do anything to you. Which I kind of like. I think it's interesting. It could be a nice disruption tool as well. Like if you just need somebody to just like not cast anything at you. The knock, at least for a caster, like it'll just end up flying. Oh, look at this man, dude. The Draenei Warlock combo. You don't really see that often. That looks great. Actually looks like a elite in Eridar, I guess. I think the zone is called Eridar. Pretty sure. Argus, right? On Argus. Somewhere on Argus. There we go. Somewhere on Argus. Is going to be a stun onto Merciless, a CC onto Caligor, does trick it immediately, cannons bolt to the face one, Shadow Fear right after, does get himself a defensive stance at the very least, and might be able to survive. Fear onto Merc, does have himself the charge with the dragon. Oh, at least he's got himself a big, it actually goes super far. I think it's further than a leap, isn't it? There's going to be a rain of fire behind the pillar with a portal just barraging him. Can't really do much about it. With the fire infernal, not really giving him much of an opportunity to get any recovery behind the pillar. Can't get any second win out of here. Ain't getting no second wins in the Grand Arena. As it's going to be stunned onto Merciless, does go for a full fear wall. Everything is available. That's going to be a bolt one. Reflect out for Caligor for a second. Might need to get himself an escape out of here. Does not have that charge for a moment. That or a heal. That or CC Merciless with yet another bolt. It does connect. Fear to follow. Second bolt right after. Does just survive. How are you alive after 2 bolts? What is happening? Just Cracker goes in saying a quick hello. Quick привет. Oh my god. Caligor's still alive. How are you alive? My question. Mortal Coil available for Merciless very soon. Reflect for a second. Try to see if you can get himself the Succubus out of there maybe. Possibly. This is going to be potentially new Succubus for Merciless. Caligor just tried to chop this one down, but I don't think he wants to slay it. I think he wants to keep it low. Force some Merciless to maybe fast summon a new one. I think he's going to get some slows on him. Does stun Merciless. Could be Succubus CC off of that. Does go for a big Blade Storm. That Succubus CC is not going to be able to connect. Merciless with a big port. Caligor stealing on him. Charging in. There's going to be Mortal Coil right after. Shot of Fury to follow. Caligor does not have an out, but Merciless does not follow up with a bolt or anything. That's a little bit rough for him. Actually, a little bit rough for that guy. Trying to go for a big damage. Fear to follow. Bolt 1. Ruination to follow. Right after. It's a lot of damage out of the Warlock. Big demolish to follow up for Caligor. As he gets a bite of his own. Defense stance for a quick second. Just so he can see himself alive there for a moment or two. Warlock House but he doesn't give the biggest heal for Merciless. Has himself reflect, does nothing though. With a stun right after. Oh! And Caligor does take it. With Saya as the final raid boss, not even giving Caligor even a second to recover, not even giving him a moment of respite, a moment of restoration, of clarity, nothing. Gives this warrior nothing. Just kind of wild, honestly. I mean, you win that duel anyway, right? As a pally, I think you win the duel on a day that ends in a Y. You know what I mean? Charge for Caligor. He's got himself parried for a second. Just a little bit of help to work with. Stormbolt on Saya. Maybe a quick roar. Reflect for a second. Can't really stop any of that damage. Another charge with a bit of a heal. Maybe it'll be enough. Dragon charge. Oh, I think you cancel it a little early. If you double tap the dragon charge ability too quickly, you can cancel it. Orc is got himself. He was ready that time. Hold on. Orc learned his lesson last time. He's like, you know what? I'm going to invest a talent point into shattering throw just so I can deal with a paladin bomb and or bubble. I am not playing around. I want this man's head right here, right now. Blaze from out of it does deal considerable damage to Saya, but it's just not enough. The kind of potential of warrior or paladin rather, it's just a little strong. Mix is going to be up next. Blizzard down onto Saya, trying to prevent it from being able to get any healing. And look at that blizzard damage. I mean, it'll chip away at Saya's health eventually. Like blizzard damage for mages, it's actually not that terrible. Dropping down big comma storm after that freeze, big damage. Meeks got himself lots of instant cast damage back to back. Got himself a bit of that flow. Massive burst of the Saya. Leon has to follow. That's huge. Saya does still have a trinket. You can still try dropping down a proper stun on the guy. Could be maybe helpful a little bit. But yeah, if Saya does not move between Frozen Orb and Blizzard, that is going to eventually trickle away any of his health, little by little. Not the craziest damage, but it is decent enough. It's honestly worth dropping. Honestly, we'll drop it if they're behind it. But a big Ray of Frost shatter combo. Saya having to go for Shield of Vengeance on that one. Into a Ring of Frost. Does end up repositioning. Blind avoids it completely. Only Saya needs to land the stone onto Meeks. Oh, but he might just bubble this. He might have to. Getting super low. Meteor does not quite connect. Ice block. Hold on a second. If Meeks breaks it, if he breaks out of his... I was going to say, he might need to do something to stop the regenerating, but he doesn't even have to. The images in the water elemental do enough. They do just enough that he needs to. Got himself a little bit of damn. Range image from Meeks. Got himself the procs. Saya with no bubble. Oh, bubble did it. Meeks needs a second block. Needs invis to DR. Yes, that's exactly what he needs. Wait a second. Does the raid boss Saya go down here? Does the raid boss Saya go down here? Second block still available for Meeks. He might need to use it here. Oh, it doesn't get to. But no more bubble. For Cracker, that's an opportunity. First aid cannot let Saya recover here. Does Blessing a Seg, that's stun immediately. That's some work right there. Spear does not connect. That is unfortunate. Charge back for Saya. But, oh man. Reflect up. Blaze him to follow. Got himself a bit of damage. Saya looking for a recovery. Into a stun. Cracker does go for a trinket. Saya had no health, no mana whatsoever. He had just spent... Unless he somehow miraculously gets a lay in hands, which I don't think he should be getting one anytime soon. I think it's over, right? I think the reign of Saya has come down. Does it? Yeah, reign of Saya is done. Took an entire team. It takes a neighborhood to take down a Saya. You know what I'm saying? It takes a neighborhood to raise a kid. It takes a neighborhood to take down a Saya. Damn. Let's get us another going, boys. Yeah, uno más. Let's get going. Look at fake bound coin RNG. Is that what it was? That's massive. That's huge damage. That is lovely. If that's all it takes, man, that's easy. Hell yeah. Oh, do it again, man. Let's do it. I want to see it. I need to see that burst again. So this guy's ready. Go. Okay, we're going. We're going. We're going. Where do we go to though? Lordaeron? I feel like Lordaeron's a really bad one. We'll do it. No, Tiger's Peak. Tigers is good. Tigers, I think, is a decent enough arena with enough line of sight, enough like interesting geometry on it, where it's like it's just fun to watch. At least it is for me. I don't know about you guys. It is for me though. Good afternoon, Dad. What's up, Cash? How you doing, my man? Doing good. Welcome. Having some fun in the 5V5 1v1 arena with the EU homies tonight, man. Basically, just woke up though. Just woke up with the duels. I had a very late night last night. Dude, PTR has been so inconsistent recently. Blizzard takes your PTR. When you have a new build and then you take it down 2 hours after and it doesn't come up until like next day, middle of the night, that's a problem. We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem if we do that again. I just wanted to take a look at corruptions, man, and do a video on corruptions because they're coming out in 11.15. I want to be like, wow, here's what they do, here's what they are, what used to be changed, blah blah blah, preview, whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, well I can't do that. All right. And then I need PTR because I like it for footage because you can do a lot of camera manipulation that I don't need to do on live either. That's just super nice. Up top, man. switch it. How to spectate games? I use a command called invite spectate macro or invite spectate match command, and then I plug in their names and bnet, plug in what arena I want, and then I can spectate like this. You do need to set a keybinds for spectating for the camera controls, and then you basically are like a first-person floating camera. You're like an invisible Blizzard man up in the sky. You just get to spectate, and yeah, pretty cool. It's a really cool setup. We discovered it like a while ago. It's still janky, but it does kind of work. Big damage off for Plush. Trying to see if we can take down Caligorn. Caligorn had to pick up a little bit extra health on himself, though, just to live. The dot damage. Kingsbane is coursing through his veins with a death pack. Oh, it is. Did Plush disappear while he's demolishing? Is that what happened? It looked like he just literally like, popped out of existence. What was that? Somebody rewind that for me. I want to see that again. Stun onto Plush. Does go for a big roar. Caligorn does take a little bit of that stun, but it's actually kind of short, actually. Was it just the yard? Might have been really the yard. Yeah, or Caligorn is doing some cheatsy stuff. Hold on a second. Look at that. Do you see Caligorn? Wait, Caligorn too? Do you see Caligorn? How many berserks he's got up there? 1 berserk, 2 berserk. Might be berserk thing. Is that what it was? Possibly. Stun onto Plush, does get himself a quick charge onto the rogue. Gouge to follow, just trying to see if we can waddle out of there. Dots can still stay on the target with the gouge and it doesn't break immediately, which is kind of nice. Cloak shot for Plush. That cloak does not stop the physical damage though, which is unfortunate. Rogues definitely missed that one. Kingsman back up on a Caligorn, but he's got himself the big hits for Plush. Unless he's got some kind of defensive for it, I think he's going to be done for the count. Big demolish. Oh, cheat death. He's just going to punch that rogue. Just gotta knock him out. Mama said, knock you out. Come on, Cal. Do you have mobility? Do you have a way to close the gap? Is Rogue still bleeding? No, I don't think he's bleeding. He's actually returned to recover. I think he is definitely dotted. He's definitely still dotted. Stormbolt. Oh, Mama said, knock you out. He does do it. Does bring him for his team. Taking poisons, taking Kingsbanes, taking death marks into his face. And he's just surviving every single one of them. Who's up next? Is it going to be Merciless? Merciless up next. Trying to see if he can get himself a proper setup here. Throwing down Rain of Fires. I think just to build up the damage of the Diabolus, right? Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. This is going to be... Caligorn just doesn't want nothing to do with it. He's just going to go long range, actually. I think what he really wants to do is kind of wants to either approach Merciless while line of sight is up. So either while this massive... ramp is here or that tiger statue, that or he's trying to see if he can potentially get Merciless to walk away from his setup because he's got himself a nice port gate setup. He's trying to see if he can break past it. It's going to be a port immediately for Merciless, trying to see if he can get around. Let's see how himself a proper setup here. This is a Blade Storm by Caligorn, avoiding the succubus CC, avoiding the stun. It is going to be a Pitlord jumping into frame for a second. Fear onto Merciless, and that's going to be Cal leaping away. I think it's that Infernal. I think it's Infernal is probably going to be like, okay, I'm just going to play very safe around that thing. Because I was thinking it's like, got himself a decent setup. Fear depends in all directions. I thought that could be a good opportunity to just follow up. But no, instead, he's just going to go for a bit of a reset completely over there. With Cal, get hit with a succubus. That is unfortunate. But for Merciless, that's an opportunity for at least to get some dots. Bolt to follow. Overlord right after. Second bolt queued up, but it doesn't go. It does go for a wall, though. That is a lot of damage. And Caligorn realizes just playing out in the open with a Warlock who just got so much output while wall is active, not worth. Not worth this time. Better find some cover behind the pillar. Literally, you got a guy who just all he's doing is just barraging you with mortar shells. So they'll look like chaos bolts from a distance. You just gotta look for some cover. That's all you can do in that situation. Succubus for second bolt does get you low. Mortal Coil with a second bolt might be lights. Oh! That's what I mean. Like, dude, just take 2 bolts in quick succession and it's over. It's going to be Orc trying to see if he can just stay on top of Merciless. Said Young for a second. Does go for a port, but he's away from a gateway or anything like that. It's going to be full Blaze Storm out for Orc. Trying to step on top of Merciless as best as possible. Succubus does catch him. Ruination doesn't break. The Succubus CC apparently. That or just Ruination didn't connect. One of those two. Trying to go for a kick. Merciless with a big gate. Does get out of there. Charge right for Orc. Does so big defenses. Super low and Merciless. I think he's just dead to the bleeds. Wait. I was gonna say. I just let the suspense build there for a second. Like, wait. Because if he got Mortal Coil into Dark Pack, he's actually has stuff coming up little by little. But he's just so low on health. That is rough, man. Fury Warriors aren't easy. Especially when they finally get you locked down and you got like nothing. Fury Warriors are just deadly. He's gonna try to see if Leo can or survive versus Leo's army of undead. He's got himself. Is he playing the Vamp build? I think he's back to Vamping. Yeah, he's back to that Vamp strike. Does not get himself that extra pet summoned up through the Vamp build. Orc needs some healing right now. This man is super low. He's got a lot of damage on Leo though. Does he just truck it? Oh, the amount of damage he had versus Leo was impressive. It was actually miraculous. It was so much. Leo was barely surviving there with Vamp strikes back to back, vamping a lot of the health bar back from the guy. And Kraga got himself a decent position here. He's got himself Leo, who has not a lot of health to work with, letting him sit down, letting him catch up a breather, letting him catch up a little bit of healing. Make sure these duels last a good bit of time. We're here for a good time, potentially even a long time. Oh wait, we're here for a good time, not a short time. Just trying to make sure these duels are as even as they can be. Trying to give Leo that honor match here. Leo just not in a great spot, man. I feel like ever since Leo had to, he's forced off of Frost, forced to play Unholy. This hasn't been the same, man. He's out here struggling out in duels. He's trying to do the very best he can. He's found some play here and there, but man. I feel you for your Frost DKs. It is rough to be dueling right now, man. In PvP, I think they're pretty decent in AoE, right? The Remorseless AoE still does a decent bit of damage, but having a Remorseless stun was really good, though. I kind of missed that. I feel like they should bring that back in. Right, they should bring him back in. Young, try to see if you can avoid. Krager does hit him with a Breath of Fire right in the face. Does almost misses that Ring of Frost, but the knock into Kragar into a full Snowdrift stun while he's shattered. That is work. Kraken does not take a lot of damage though. I don't know what happened, but Kraken took very little damage there. That was an awesome chain CC combo, but Kraken barely took any hits from that. Does go for a fear. Looking to pick up a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, just a very bit. Just a very minor bit of damage. Try to go for a kick on the Young, does not quite connect. Poly is still gonna hit him in the way. And I like how the polymorph does not break to the Ring of Frost at all. Or lances. It just takes a second to actually break. Kraken does pick up a little bit extra borrowed health. Battle Master's Trinket, as well as Rally. That's a lot of health to borrow. Try to see if you can make some kind of a play versus Young, but yet another breath, yet another poly. As soon as he finally got himself set up, and that's going to be his health falling off in a second here. He doesn't have a lot of health to give. First aid just to give himself the least amount of healing. Last second. But what do you do in that situation, man? Can't stand a blizzard. That's going to eventually kill you. Spear down into Young, but how's that going to stop him? Reflect for just a quick second. He just goes in for an interrupt instead. Poly right after Ray of Frost does kick him. Kick him on Frost is huge. That's defenses and offenses gone. Stun right after. Does still have a blink available. Krager leaping away. Oh, that's a pretty good way. We're going about it. Young is going to blink away, so he's going to give you an opportunity to at least recover. And second one kicking in. That's huge. Young sitting down for Mage Foot, immediately seeing Krager going for a full reset. That's about as good of a setup that Krager is going to get. That's a reset he needed there. Huge reset opportunity. Young does go in for a blink off of the freeze. Could be an opportunity for a proper Stormbolt, yeah? Possibly. Stormbolt. Oh, if only you have a way to connect there. The reflect is brutal, or that root is brutal. Random roots on Frost damage is brutal, man. Sometimes they just give you the best timing. Best timing. Shrink it out for Krager. Parry up right after. Young looking to get himself some damage in. Does go for the blink. Ultra time is available. It's going to be a quick fear by Krager. He's still burning a little bit with the water elemental, not giving him any opportunity for second one to kick in whatsoever. Does get himself a leap, maybe another charge. Reflect for a second. Ray of Frost, I think it's over. Oh, he's alive though. I thought he was alive for a second. But Lance does take it. Man, that's rough as a warrior. It is not easy. Not easy at all. It's going to be a full breath onto Meeks, but does get himself at least an attempt to breath onto Young. Stun for stun. Oh! And Young does end up using the zone human racial to break out of that one. Does interrupt Meeks and Frost though. Hold on, if you have enough shatter, he can't size block it. This could be massive. Does get himself at least a bit of a position. Block right after. Young just turning that attention around. Hold on. He's pretty inspired after taking down Krager. He's just ready for even more blood. Meeks does break out of a Frost into a shifting power. First aid for Young. Still got him some random procs on the Meeks that go through a wall. Like literally random procs of frostfire damage just going through walls still attacking the guy. He bought himself a block but barely any recovery off of it. We're 10 minutes into this match with 53% dampening. You ain't gonna get much healing off of this. Big flurry, he just needs another big setup. Doesn't trip down frostfire and you go for arcade immediately. Does not get the stun. Meteor does not connect into a poly for Meeks. At the very least, he's got himself a bit of a resetty there. But in this situation, like, what do you do? What do you do? I think it's over. I think it's just lights. Try to see if you can make some kind of a play, some kind of damage happen. But it's just over. Young does get super low. Oh. The Toxic give him a chance, though. I think a single Garrote just ends the guy, right? Yeah, a single Garrote would end him. Young had to go for an ice block. That is crazy. Toxic got 2 to go through, man. Saya and Young. Not an easy matchup for either one of those two. I think Saya is definitely going to be the top 4 of the two. Young just needs a couple of dots on him and get low enough in health and it's over. Kicks him? Yeah. Then it's going to be that that execute comes through. Not much you can do about it. Saya knows the rogue is somewhere out here. Actually, could have just ran in and waked the Ashes of rogue because he was still rooted. But I guess when you can't see him. Yeah, only Dow can make PvP interesting to watch. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my guy. I'm having a blast watching these, dude. These are really close duels. Very, very close. Very, very clutch. It's going to come down to Toxie to find a way versus him and Saya, dude. It's only you two. Not a lot of healing on the board right now. Nobody can really get any healing out. Stunned by Saya does not follow up with the Searing Glare or anything. That's just full dot damage out for Toxie. Saya got himself a little bit of damage. Lots of dot damage on Toxie. You've got Cloak of Shadows, Evasion. Everything was used. Death Pact, everything goes up. Blessing of Protection out for Toxie. Oh, man. The Bob does step a lot of damage. Eyes picked out by Saya. He does get hit by a slow with a poison with the King's Bane rolling on him. Toxie might be able to escape this and go for a blinder to Saya. That's about all he can do. Waiting out the eyes. He needs a reheal. May need to play a long match here just to get a full reheal. He might need to go for multiple sippy cups. That or mage food. He does have a mage on his team. Or first aid. Saya is definitely going to go for first aid. Eyes are back up and available. So Toxie's going to have to find a way to get himself some healing. But also needs to find a way to stop Saya while he picks up eyes. Cheap shot. He just goes in. Bubble. Toxic with a vanish. I think it might be lights here. Yeah, he knows for the step. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's rough. That is incredibly rough because there's nothing you can do there, man. There's just nothing you can do. He picks up bubble. He uses bubble and picks up eyes, and you can't vanish. You can't reset. It is tough. There's actually no way around it. Let's get another one going here, boys. Yeah, uno mas, uno mas. Let's see if maybe we can get Plush a bit of a remix in the team. Change some boys up a little bit. See if you could swap some bodies up. Even if it's just some of the boys that played on Team Krager, they're more than welcome to join in. That could work too. Krager's also switching up the team too. If you guys want to join Team Krager, you're more than welcome to. He's listed under Molten Core, named Krager. You can join him real quick. Join him up right now. It's all the warriors wear the Shadow Priest. Oh, dude, for real, exactly. We just need some Shadow Priests, man. There's so many. We had some Shadow Priests last week, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. Oh, my shoulder, dude. Oh, that is brutal. Oh, wow. I didn't realize I'd be sitting here in this much pain. Kraken says he's ready. New party. I am good with that. Plus, let me know when you're good. Let me know when you're good and ready, my boy. He got himself a couple of bodies. Yo, get in here, boys. Get in here. We got spots, man. This one needs someone who could delete Paladin 1v1. Yeah. Paladins are looking really, really good at 1v1s, huh? I guess between Bob, Bubble, all those things, it is a tough class to fight against, honestly. It is a tough one. That is for sure. That mount. Zooey lag. Hold on, what is that thing? I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, I don't know what that is. Zooey. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a blacksmith engineering. Didn't they? Is that the only variation of this mount, by the way, boys? Or was there more than this thing? Because we're in like a goblin ass zone. I'm like, I was so thinking there would be more of these mounts here. Because they're very goblin looking. Apparently not. I don't know where else to send you, boys. So we'll do Lordaeron. Unless we want to do the new arena. You guys didn't seem to like the new arena, actually fighting in there. But maybe we'll do at least one game of Carnage. That could be pretty fun. Just for like the sake of variety. Just for the variety. Listen to requeue. Here we go. Guys, I'll give you some about a coat to wear, the black mug. Guys, I'll give you some info about the coat I'll wear. It's the Dark Fuse one, yep. Takes 20 hours, scrap event. Yeah, I know that. No, technically you can do it a little quicker. Apparently 15 hours if you just farm the mobs too. Yeah, it's the Dark Fuse rep. It's the Dark Fuse rep thing. Or less if you farm mobs, yeah. And the group up still? Okay, we'll do a Carnage then. Carnage. Yeah, Lord only is gonna be bugged up, but we'll do Carnage then. That should work. Cage of Carnage. I don't know why I drew a blank there for a second. Alrighty, boys. We are here. Alrighty. Switch. I really want to like go. I can fly up, can I? Well, sorta, kinda struggling. It's struggling flying upwards. I want to see the rest of the arena. Wait. How high can I go? Why is it letting me go this high up? Wait. Oh, I'm doing something. I am in the walls. I'm like a rat in the walls. Hold on. This is cool. I don't think I've ever really done this before with this arena to like really show you the entire thing. This looks really cool, huh? What do you think, chat? That looks kind of neat, right? I've never been this far out. That's pretty neat. I've never seen over the wall. I guess there's nothing really there, is it? It's so far out. Okay. We get back in there, dude. We got us as Anjix over in the team 1 with Floor. We got us as Krager, Doobie, as well as Kosa. We'll go with Kosa for the time being until I figure out what your real name is. Goer is gonna be knocked back by Anjix. Had himself a totem, did not connect though, and Anjix trying to use that platform to try to see if he can hide under it to get himself a little bit of line of sight. Charges in with the Skull Basher to Goeris. Just try to see if he can disrupt. Look for a Cyclone for a second. Is that what I saw? I mean, it's super fast with his trying to go for some fast casting or something. I don't even know what's happening. Full stun to Goeris. Bullbar totem is on and big damage out onto Anjix. Looks like that Storm Elemental is actually doing a number onto Goeris. Bites after bites as Goeris trying to get some damage back onto Anjix. Might be looking for a burrow down, leap it away, but I think it might be down for the county. Hold on a second. Anjix with the blades goes in, bleeds and takes him out, and that is out of there. Merz switching over to the Demon Hunter over a Warlock this time around. Trying to see if he can catch Anjix, but he immediately hits him with the root. Just immediately hits him with the root, goes for a reset. Holy. Clip that and use it for an intro type thing. Maybe. That could be kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have it, have the footage for it. That'd be kind of neat. Maybe. That could be fun. I didn't realize the camera would do that, you know what I mean? Merz is trying to see if he can catch Anjix, and Anjix just leaping up the platform. It's only a handful of classes that can do that, and he's one of the classes that can. Does go for bear form. Rune onto Merces, trying to see if he can get away from the guy. They're avoiding all of these sigils. Look at this guy dodging. This Feral got the sixth sense. He's got the cat sense. Holy, that's a big convoke. Meta out for Merces. Trying to see if he can get some pressure back on the edges, but he just tried to get away. Look at this guy go. Look at this guy go. Got himself a little bit of a reset. Bear form, Barskin, everything is up. Mercer's just melting. It just face plants. That is unfortunate. But Leo gonna be up next. Try to see if he can get himself some kind of a setup. IBF out. And Hendrix immediately hits him with the root. Look at this guy go. Look at this guy schmoving. Leo can't jump up platforms like Anjix can, so he has to go up the ramps. So for Anjix, this gives him some insane mobility. He can just go around this arena, crawling around this thing like a spider monkey. Like, it doesn't even matter. Oh my god. That's so good. Start onto Leo. Trying to see if he can get him some kind of setup. Leo with full frosty burst is going to get knocked back into just gripping him right in. Trying to keep him in there. Blind to follow just to keep him in that AoE. Antics having to pop a wall, but it's not enough. Whoa, that frost DK damage is... Wall from a feral is not enough to stop that. All you had to do is just yoink the guy back in there, yank his chain, blind him in the face, hit him with some chains, some slows, and I think it's just going to be full burst out for Doobie, yeah? Just going to take him real quick. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Trying to avoid him as best as possible, looking for a little bit of healing. Is it going to be enough, though? Doobie got himself with a big fist of fury. Doesn't even look like he's punching. He's got himself the staff. Get him super blow. Doesn't have taken it. Oh, that was huge. That was mad. Hell yeah. That was some burst out of the EK. But look at that team too, man. They just got absolutely floored. Between the Feral Druid and between Doobie right now, mostly the Feral doing a lot of work. I mean, that was just rough. Toxie, he's going to have to play it very, very carefully. Garrote onto Doobie. Does go for a Fort Brew immediately. Trinket right after. Incap on a Toxie. Try to see if he can stop the Rogue from even having a chance to have a go here. Does go for an evasion. Doobie with a Fist of Fury, parrying out some of the damage from the Rogue. But he still should be able to have himself a proper go. Slicing with does hit through the evasion, and he just rolls out of the immediately. Toxie with a step does land a kick on the Doobie. Leg sweep to follow. Does have a trinket right after. Full Kingsman, everything is available. Might need to cloak shadows through the karma damage or just fight through it. Oh! Toxie! I gotta look at it again. This is what he was doing last time, and still you blink, you miss it. That was some amazing burst. I need to see that again. That wasn't even under Kingsbane or anything. Should be able to at least get some dots on the floor. Does going for dots, back-to-back stuns. Maybe Kingsbane to fall in? No, not yet. Just continuing with the Garrotes. Clock shadows right after. Just not give a floor much of a chance to really do much. He's gonna jump off the platform, step right back up. Toxic getting kind of low on health. They may need an out here. Cheap shot. But I don't think it's going to stop the damage from the mage. Oh, that's just a lot of damage. And Plush is the last one left. Can Plush go through Kragar, Kosa, as well as Floor? That is the question, I guess, yeah? That is the question. Floor, at least got some help to work with. Does still have a block in case you're used to. May need to be using it. Yeah, may need to think about using it here. Nice. Well done, well done. I really wanted to see Toxic get a little bit more burst out for that man, but it is definitely a rough setup. Definitely a rough one. We dueling. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Yeah, we dueling. Yeah, we dueling. From a Feral Druid just absolutely just bantling the entire team, or a huge portion of that team, fairly quickly, to a Toxic just absolutely blowing people up, to the Frosty can actually get in some huge plays. At least once. Stun onto the floor. Does go for a full block there with Blush looking for an escape. As long as he's very careful and he matches up those Garrotes. DR and Garrotes, man. DR and Garrotes. Maybe looking for another reset here. Does get a reset either way. Was that a Shadow Meld? Is that a Vanish? I think it was a Vanish, actually. But he's kind of stuck behind the pillar for a moment. Flora's still bleeding. Hold on. Do you just die? Flora just might die to bleeds. Does have shields. Oh. Yeah. The Execute doesn't care for shields. If your health is low enough, like 10%, and the bleeds are more than your health bar, more than twice your health bar that's left over at 10%, I guess if the bleeds are about 20%, it would do about 20% of your health worth of damage. Yeah, you're done. You're done. Doesn't matter how many shields you have, you just die. Inevitable demise. Sudden demise, actually. I think it's sudden demise. Fear onto Plus does go for a gouge as Kraken goes in for an execute. I think the animation still does complete. I think he does get the damage in either way. Does go for a quick roam. Disarm for disarm. Plus trying to see if he can jump off the platform, but a charge by Kraken does not connect with the spear. Gives Plus at least a moment to break away. Does so blind in case he uses it. Just trying to see if he can keep Kraken blood up. Dotted up. Blind, but does remove the bleeds though. So I don't know if he goes back in with more bleeds. Cheap shot. He seems to get bleeds and just run out of there. Storm Bolt by Kragar. Does see what big demolish does. The gouge to stop the demolish though. That's some work right there. Get a shot as he finally connects, but he's still not out. Got himself a cheap shot. It's over, I think. Unless you run. Unless you run right now. You need to run. Oh, that is a lot of damage out for Kragar. What was that damage from Andrix though, dude? That guy was just running around the arena, bleeding the world. And also, it was Toxie. His damage was also really up there. Awesome burst right there. Alrighty, let's get ourselves another one going, boys. I like this team matchup. See how they play in the next match, yeah? Let me know when your boys are ready and we'll send in another. We'll send in again. What's up, gamers? What's up, Refuse? I do, my man. Having some fun with some duels tonight, man. Actually, quite a few good matches. I'm liking these. Plus we're ready. We'll see if Cracker is good to go. Cracker is switching up some bodies, it looks like. Red Pally is actually fun in keys. Yeah, a lot of people play them. They seem pretty good. We're going. We gotta go to... We go to Dalaran, right? We're gonna do Dalaran. We'll do Dalaran again. Do 2.8 million and plus 5. The next person at 1.2. Yeah, Pallies do a lot of damage. My biggest gripe with Pally is just not a lot of focus damage, but like if you're just looking for raw AoE, and some dungeons do have that, they're really good for that. Just wish they had a little bit more prio damage. I guess if you play like I guess Hammer has some prio damage, doesn't it? Or if you play like the Hammer drop talent, which I don't even know if you play that right now. I guess there's some priority, but that costs, if that costs that priority damage, I think Pally would be insane. Just in general. I think we played everywhere. One of the best installed class in the entire season on Plus. Easily. I got the ring, Galley ring, it's not fair. I also did the thing on my druid and I got the Moxie's trinket, by the way. Apparently that thing is nuts. Everybody says it's insane right now. So that thing is a pretty big up for me on my druid. I do want to get my couple more odds done though this week. I want to get my hunter, I want to get my monk done, I want to get my mage done. My warrior possibly. What's your Galley ring for that trinket? Yeah, that thing apparently everybody says it's really good. I never realized just how good it was. Never thought about it until I got it. I was like, wait, is this good? And we're like, wow, what do you mean? I had no idea. I heard it's good. Didn't really know if it was that good. Apparently it seems really high. Alrighty, we got ourselves. Switch. Got ourselves Plush first up versus Caligor and trying to see if he could possibly shut down Plush before he even gets himself a go. Last time the two played, Caligor did survive the entire full burst of Plush, though does go for a parry really early, blind to follow his Plush, looking for a proper escape out of this situation. And as long, I guess now he doesn't have a parry, he can just go for full Deathmark, full Kingsbane, full everything. Last time though, Caligor did end up living that whole go. I think of him without a parry. His Plush does go for the bleeds, does go for the poisons. It does get hit with the disarm. Cannot continue funneling the poison damage into Caligor. Needs a bunch of venoms to make that happen. Caligor does get a spear down. Can't even cloak shadows out of that thing. Yeah, that spear is actually so good. Now the rogues can cloak shadows out of physical attacks. Used to be the way to counter it. Trick it out for Caligor. Sees an opportunity. Wants to see if he can end it. Plush does not have an evasion. Cheat death, but after a cheap shot, looking for them last second bleeds. But Caligor with a big haymaker hit, trying to see if he could take him out there. Leo walking in. There's going to be Chain of Ice reflected back at Leo. Looks like the horse gets slowed down by Chain of Ice, which I'm kind of surprised by. Caligor, I don't know what he can do in this setup. He needs to find a way to escape this. That is just entire Remorseless Winter damage. You can't stop any of it. As soon as the DK gets next to you, he is slowed down to a crawl, but he's got so much damage. Does get hit with a disarm. That is rough. Oh, they rallying cry falling off. Doesn't have taken him out. That is rough. So Leo now has to wait about a minute until another Remorseless Winter go is back up and available. That's about all he can do. He's hiding behind the lantern. It's like, I'm just gonna get behind the lantern here. Maybe he won't see me. Maybe he won't see me if I hide behind here. Ah, that's hilarious. He does have to wait out until Remorseless, which is back up. The cooldown, the PvP talent that he's running with, the big Remorseless, it does make that Pillar of Frost a minute CD. So he has to wait an entire minute before he can do that burst again. Spear down, unless he can live this. I don't know what he can do. He got just very little health. He has tried to see if he can get himself a go, man. Unless you could just live for like a minute or two. Yeah, it's rough. Or I guess 5 more seconds there. That's rough. Technically, it's a lot of damage. It's a massive haymaker attack, but there's only so much you can do. Goer's is trying to see if he can drop a bunch of totems all around Krager, playing Elemental, knocking it back. Immediate charge for Krager. It's going to be Stormkeeper movement for Goer's. Got him some full ascent. Everything is available. Big procs and everything is up. That's an opportunity for him to have a big go. Maybe knock up on the Krager. Does give himself a parry. Damage reduction is massive. Still got himself a zap through a fear? That's weird. I don't think it should be happening. Wall out for Guerrero is kind of zipping all over the place. I don't even, I don't know how to track that. It's hard in the eyes, honestly. Charge for Cracker. Got himself a bit of reflect. Guerrero needs himself just a little bit of damage. Try to see if he can take down the totals before they do anything. Lasso right after Cracker, super low. Oh no, the second. Does it trap him? Does it get him? Lava burst again, sent flying. Earth shield right after. Got himself the frost shock to follow. Knockback right after. Is this enough? Light bolt. Is it going to be enough? Needs a little bit more damage. Storm bolt. Stun back to back onto Cracker. Demolish follow up. Bulwark helps him a little. No help whatsoever. Guerrero's desk get chopped down. But Toxic going to be up next. Cracker has no help whatsoever. Got himself reflect for a moment. Maybe can pre-rally this or something. Oh, he needs a rally. He needs something. He needs everything right now versus Rogue, especially with the bleeds. Storm, Shockwave went to the Rogue for a second. Does at least give him a couple of globals that he can send. The Rogue is speared. He can't do much. At least can walk away from the Rogue and leap away. The bleeds and poisons are already in, but doesn't take that much damage. It's actually kind of okay. Although he might be able to make some work here. Charging in. Warbreaker. This is going to be a trinket out for Cracker. Get another cheap shot. Toxic looking to hit them. Parry to follow. For Cracker, there's at least an opportunity to maybe make some kind of a play. Massive Mortal Strikes a hit in Toxic, not letting him out inside with a big demolish. Gene Death right after. Toxic doesn't get to turn it around. But as he died to the bleeds of Cracker, Cloak does not stop the bleeding. Evasion helps you only a little bit. Maybe a sippy cup or two. Cheap shot. This is going to be enough. This is your last chance. One opportunity right now. The big Venom to follow. But not enough. Ow! Cracker does end up taking it. This is an opportunity for Cracker to maybe bring it back here. Merciless last one left over for the team too. Cracker does Zerker Rage out of that incap into that fear. Doesn't stop. It doesn't even shake him at all. Into a big metamorphosis out for Merciless. Or rather, I-Beam at the very least. Is he Eldraki? Oh, he's Eldraki. Okay. He's got quite a bit of damage. He's a setup build, but he's got quite a bit of damage. That random flashes of Eldraki do hurt a lot, though. I don't know if Cracker can do anything here. Big Ivan taking him out with that additional chaos damage. Literally meteors flying from the sky, adding him additional barrages. Does see Anjix is going to be able to throw a couple of glazes at the guy. Looking for a hunt, but oh, it does connect. Or does it? It doesn't. The hunt didn't connect. That roar was the clutchest roar I've ever seen. Does get himself the big cleave down. Convoke off of that maim. I think it might be over for Merciless. Does take him over with a couple of bites. That was rough. 3 for my man Cracker though. Well done. 60 mil damage for 3 targets. That's a lot of damage. That's quite a bit. Let's get us another one going, boys. Yeah, uno más, uno más. Uno más, uno más. That one was quick. That one was rather fast. We can do a little better than that. Okay, last one for the night, boys. Last one for the night. This one is for all the chips. This one is for all the dollars. We do, I guess we could do Blade's Edge, right? Do Blade's Edge. As a last one for the night, because I am hungry. I gotta get some work done soon. I am super behind for the day, man. Incredibly behind. I also want to either PvP to get my caps done, or Mythic Plus to finally hit 3K. I think it's viable. I think it's possible this week. Okay, I can confirm the lamp does not get you out of sight. Out of sight. Yeah, sure does. Okay, Blaze Edge already didn't work, so we'll do. Wait. Try Blaze Edge again. Unless it bugged. No. Well done. Alrighty, boys. Last one for the evening. Bring it all. Give it your all tonight, man. Hopefully everybody gets a chance to play this time around. Yeah. We'll see. Shadowburn, you can ramp up 70% crit and then fling a massive chaos bolt out of nowhere. Oh, really? That's wild. Wait, what causes Shadowburn to ramp up 70% crit? Oh, you mean like with the trinket? Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. I forgot the stacking component. I don't play with that trinket that often, but yeah, the stacking crit component I imagine is really good. Alrighty, boys. Good Twitch. Got ourselves Anjix over for the team 1. He's ready to go. That oh wait, for some reason I thought like, oh, Night Elf on a Horde mount? Why is that? But this is a dragon mount from Dragonflight. Floor over on the team 1 ready to go. Gallagher back here. We got Krager and we got us Kosa, who hasn't got a chance to play whatsoever. Hopefully he'll actually give a chance, man. Guerreros on that team. We got us Leo. We got us Mercy's gonna be first up. Spotting the Feral immediately. We got Plush as well as Toxie. I kind of like the thing they did for Demon Hunter and the Spectral Sight. It's rough as a rogue to now get an opener versus Demon Hunter. Now that this sight is basically like all the time. Wait, Mercy just trinketed. What did Mercy trinket just now? Did he trinket air? Uh-oh. That might be pretty bad for him. The Angel just trying to see if he can avoid a lot of the Demon Hunter damage. Does get him a quick maim, no trinket available. Does give him an opportunity just to go for Convoke. Doesn't go for Convoke, just a normal Berserk. Big bites. Oh, never trinket against a Feral. I guess is the moral of that story. Leo does drop down a Death of Decay onto Angix, trying to see if he can keep him out of stealth as best as possible. He is a Frosty DK, so he's got to just find a way to lock down Angix and have a full go. He's got the army joining him little by little, trying to keep Angix slowed as best as possible. That is a druid with power shifting, double grip into a stun, trying to keep him at bay here as best as possible. As long as you keep him within the range of your ability, that does a decent bit of damage. Wall out for Angix post. The massive burst of Leo. Still got riders riding in. I was going to say flying in, but they won't be riders, they'd be flyers at that point if they were flying in. You know what I mean? Does have slows, does have stun or roots onto Angix. A bit of that normal Remorseless Winter, and Leo just gotta live until another big go. That's what he's gotta do, is just live until another big go. I kind of miss when DK's had Remorseless Winter stun. I thought that was really nice to get another lockdown. And I like the talent they got with just a lot of damage with Remorseless Winter, but the stun I think was really valuable too. Big Convoke off the maim. Is that enough? The big bites. Apollo does not get enough bites. You just decided, you know what? I don't want to play with you anymore. Knocking him off the platform like a cat knocking things off. Leo might just die to the bleeds though. Might just die to the bleeds. Angie's got big bites, big damage, but them bleeds also hurt decent bit. Very decent bit. Just add on damage. And that's up for Leo. Got him some big burst potentially, but a roar! Is he taking damage? I think as long as he's not on line inside of Leo, he doesn't take damage from Morses now. That is rough, man. That is rough. The fact that he can just stop a lot of your go. That is harsh. That's all I can say. This is going to take him out with bleeds though. Man! So far the Feral's 2 for 2. Can he go for a third one? I'm trying to switch to a right target. I get caught inside of a wall. This is going to be Toxie. Rangix does not have a wall, only Bardic is available while in barrel form. This is an opportunity for Toxic to maybe make Sicko play. Big roar with a clone, maybe a trinket. Toxic does not choose to trinket it. Does not choose to trinket. It does have bleeds onto Angix, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to land some kind of a reset while the bleeds are on him. Yeah, and for Toxic, he at least can keep the guy in combat here. Angix can recover a little bit of health, but I don't think he can get himself a proper reset. Yeah. Well, he's trying to prowl. Looks like the dots are rough. Does get a stun onto the rogue. That's an opportunity. Trinket out for Toxie. Does stun the Convoke. Is going to be trinket out for Angix with a maim to follow right after versus Toxie. Is it going to be enough though? Big bleeds onto the rogue. He can't cloak the bleeds anymore. That is so rough. Trying to see if he can make some kind of a play. Maybe just enough damage versus Angix. Do you see it's more in Venoms? Is it? Oh, no way! It does turn it around. What is that damage? That was amazing. I honestly thought it was lights for the rogue. He decided, all right, this is my last chance to make a play, and I'm just gonna send all of it in. You gotta love that about rogues, man. No giving up, no surrender. Maybe in a bit of a weird spot versus Caligorn. Try to go for blind, maybe a step. No, does not get a step. Does not get to hit him with a step. That's unfortunate. Number advantage either or nothing. He's bleeding. Oh, I think it might be over for Toxie. He had a hell of a go, but eventually everybody's got an end to them, and this might be his end here. Nice events, dude. It was amazing. It was back-to-back event. I think just crits, right? Is that what it was? Just a massive fatty crit. It was incredible. It was so good. Yeah. At the very least, he does get himself a bit of a breather. Eyes a backup available for Caligorn. Toxic just doesn't have a defensive to throw at this situation whatsoever. So he's really just got to run, I think. Yeah, he's really just got to run and just got to avoid him as best as possible. Caligorn more or less has an idea where he's at. I don't know if you can see his little, like, pet. You might see a little slimy pet walking after him. But hold on a second. Eyes should have run out by now. Yeah, Eyes run out, so Caligorn can't even find him. That's an opportunity for Toxic to at least have a go here. He did wait for a couple of cooldowns to be back up. Trinket very soon. Evasion very, very soon. There's going to be Zerkas out of Caligorn immediately. Cheap shot onto Caligorn. Full bleeds are in. Does get hit with the disarm. Can at least waddle out of there. That is a big slow into Caligorn. Not much you can do about it. I don't even know what he reflected back at the Rogue. He reflected something. I'm surprised you can reflect against Rogues. Does go for one Venom. Caligorn with a big parry. Toxic trying to see if he can avoid him. It's going to be maybe a reset. Does go for a reset. And Caligorn is still breathing down there. For quite a decent bit. Trying to sit down for food, but the bleeds are still hitting his health bar a little bit. Toxic just not going to run in. He's just going to wait it. At this point, I think he's just going to have to give it a bit of a slower play. Getting a shot immediately onto Caligorn. Does force a trick out of him with the Garrows back to back. That is quite a bit of bleed damage getting set up. Big death mark. Everything is up. Hold on. Again, reflect something from... What do you reflect from a Rogue? Rogues are not magical. I play this class all the time. It got to be like a weapon enchant, right? That it reflects. Local shadows for Toxie. May not have enough health to work with here. Does go for a blind though. Is it going to be enough for him? Smoke bomb to give him. Make sure he himself a bit of cover. Using that smoke bomb to try to stay away from Cal. Oh! That smoke was perfectly set up because Cal left right into it. Can't even charge. They still try to avoid him as best as possible. Oh my god. The Warrior got himself full reset though. I think it's over for Toxie. Does get himself a quick cheap shot. It's like a cheap shot and a slow into Cal. Actually, it does get one. Crippling poison does do work. You know, Toxie makes a comeback. I'll be very surprised. I'd be actually surprised. It's miraculous. Does it feel like a focusing lens embellishment? Really? Oh, that's kind of neat. Huh. Okay, that's better than reflecting that weapon enchant back at the guy then. Because then the weapon enchant will at least put a dot on you. And lens is just a small hit. Not the hardest hitting ability. That's actually kind of okay then. Yeah. Toxie doesn't have anything to work with. Only thing he has is the fact that Caligorn doesn't have a trinket. That's about all he can work with. Yeah, he might just have to play the bleed game. I mean, look at the bleeds. They do a lot of damage. Caligorn can sit down from H1 to try to fight against it. Toxic can distract him at the very least. Does go for yet another Garrow. Stormbolt right after. For Caligorn, he's got parry. He's got a lot to work with. Disarm onto Cal. Or disarm by Cal. With a parry to follow, Toxic does have himself a vanish. Still some bleeds up on Caligorn. Evasion up for Toxic very, very soon. Leaping in with the fear right after. Blaze Storm. Oh, I think it's over. It did the best it could, man. It did the very best you could. He had a hell of a match with the Pharaoh, but there's just... Warrior's a little tough. Especially when you're kind of behind on cooldowns. Warrior could definitely be a little tough. Yeah. Yeah. Warrior's trying to see if he can maybe slow down Caligorn from a distance. Looking to zap him down. I like the fact that he's embracing the Lightning Shaman gameplay here. It is not easy, but he's trying to make it work. Big ascend right after a massive zap to follow. Caligorn might be in a bit of trouble. That's a lot of mastery hits back to back. Holy! How many lightning bolts do you have? What was that? What was that? Holy, Floor is going to be up next. Try to see if he can get himself a setup versus Guerrero, stripping him off of any buffs he's got. Elude Blast? Elude Blast? Wait, are you running? Is that you actually playing some Elude Blast? Or is that, are you playing the Ancestor build again? Might be. I'm not even sure, honestly. Farseer, maybe. Trying to go for a knock onto the mage, but it's going to be a full stun. Hex! Ah, the trinket into a... Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be a fantastic CC trade, but the trinket does stop it. Flush is up next over for the team 2 and his last man standing. He's going to have to find a way to fight through the rest of that team. Floor immediately get hit with dodge. Is going to be cheap shot. It is a sub-rogue this time, not an assassination. So that damage is going to be kind of harsh, but the eviscerates really do work. It didn't ice block that. I'm not sure if he meant to not block or maybe just didn't expect the damage of the rogue. One of those two. Cosmo... Durka? I don't even know. Cosmo. Yeah, we'll call it Cosmo. Cosmo. That'll work out, right? Cosmo. Close enough. Wait. Cosmo. I guess it's like the word cosmos. Cosmo. Durka means like hole. Like a hole in your pants. Right? So like... Is it supposed to be like a cosmic hole? I don't even... Oh, Cosmo. Make it easy on me. I suppose try to see if we just wait out some cooldowns versus the Demo Lock. I feel like, yeah, if he walks in if he doesn't play correctly. He's just gonna get shut down by the pet into a mortar coil, into even more pets, having to vanish, wait him out, and then you're back at square one. So you might as well wait until you have everything you need. Actually, the only thing he's waiting for is Shadow Blaze at this point, right? Yeah, looks like it is. Does the Warlock set up a gateway? I don't see one, not from the Senko. We'll find out in a second or two. The cheap shot back to back with the Cosmo does get hit with back to back of this. Flush needs to either get back over there to start slamming. May need to watch out for that mortal coil. That's going to definitely set him out in the opposite direction. With the fear right after, Dreadstalkers, the Warlock is getting all the pets up and running. With the Tyrant right after, did not get a kick on the Tyrant. Does get himself a Cloak of Shadows though. Some of those pets, he is avoiding them, but the greater Dreadstalker is just biting right through him. Look at that thing go! Look at that thing go! As Plush does get himself yet another cheap shot. Still taking lots of damage from those pets. Might have enough here. Needs one more Eviscerate. Oh, it does take it. I think between the Rupture and Eviscerate, it did the work. Blind immediately. Scragger charges in. I don't know if Plush can really get out of this one. We are 11 minutes into the match. 58% dampening, man. You ain't healing much at this point. You just gotta get rougher and rougher and rougher from this fourth out. It's Krager. I mean, he's in a great spot right now. He's got eyes picked up on the other side. First aid available for Plush. All Krager needs is just a decent setup here, man. Decent setup. Does see Plush. Is going to get him knocked out in the open. Plush does not set him up for a Shadow Step swap or anything like that. So you can't really escape the guy. He does have sprint. He does have a lot of mobility. But doesn't have a trinket. Doesn't have evasion. Doesn't have much to really work with. I'm swapping to one person completely. Place him out for Krager, just getting nice little hits in there with a Mortal Strike of unhinged, and I think it's just over. Walking in with a big demolish. Yeah, it is over. Cheat that. You can't cheat Krager. You can't cheat Krager. It is done. Yeah, one more swipe. That's all he needed. Well done, well done. Plush picking up 2. Well done. Actually, Plush picked up 2. Huh. Crazy. How much damage did I can see. Can I? Yeah, I can see how much damage the other rogue did. He bounced. That's unfortunate. I just want to see the number he did for that match, because I think he did a lot of damage probably the entire match. He lived for a very, very long time. Here we go. Beautiful. And that's going to be the duels for the night, boys. GG's. GG's. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed. These were a blast to commentate through, man. We got a lot of games done tonight. I gotta go. I'm behind on work stuff. I don't even have a video prep, so I gotta do that. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I got a little bit of work to do tonight, but I'm gonna go get some food, get some coffee, finally get some energy for the day. And thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, super fun hanging out with every single one of you. More duels next week. Tomorrow we got more duels for the team NA as well. So be there to support your NA homies if you want to just even just pop in and say hello. I'm pretty sure they would like that. They would find that very, very nice of you to do so. But yeah, thank you. You guys are all wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Hope all of you enjoyed. Plush, Scragger, thank you for hosting the groups. I appreciate ya. I'll see you guys all in the next stream. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Peace.
Sweet delight, you are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms. And when we